That shit sucked.
That's
so
crazy.
Get her out of the game.
I can't wait for 6 Gokus to be added to tech.
Honestly, at this point, just go for it. Just go for it.
Yeah, just go for it. Hello.
Hi, Jesse.
Hi.
Hey. How's it going, guys?
It's going well.
Going all right.
Hell yeah.
We spent the last hour playing a fighting game that will not be present here.
Oh, Street Fighter.
No.
No, the other one.
Oh. I don't know. I actually don't know which ones they're not going to talk about besides Street Fighter, so.
A lot
Cross
of
tag.
stuff. That's right.
Okay.
Koehime Enbu, Ryo Rai Rai will not be appearing.
Aw.
No
I'm
Geyser
sorry,
sequel
what?
yet.
Were those words?
I promise they were words.
What we have here is from Art System Works, Daisuke, and Kazuto. I don't know, he's general battle director.
Mm-hmm.
From Eureka, they have Akira from Fighting EX Layer. Bandai Namco has Harada and Okubo from Tekken and Soul Calibur, respectively. Capcom has Matsumoto and Nakayama from Street Fighter V, both of them. And then Koei Tecmo has Yohei for DOA 6. And then SNK has Oda and Kuroki. So, I mean, we could be seeing a lot of things from SNK.
I'm
So
also
the big
excited
thing-
about Soul Calibur.
Oh, yeah. So I think Soul Calibur is the most likely thing for us to see stuff on. But I also want to say two things right now. One is everybody temper your expectations.
Oh, they've
This
been
is
so
not-
lowered. This
this is-
generation
I
of
have
fighting games in
zero
general.
expectations.
I
has
just mean,
made me
like-
very, yeah.
I just mean, like, announcement-wise, that's not really what this thing is.
I didn't think it was. No, you're right. You're right.
And two, this is actually a really important event for Capcom because, like I was saying on my stream the other day, this is the first time Capcom is coming out talking about fighting games, and Ono isn't here because he is no longer the director of the fighting games division at Capcom. He has some position in esports, whatever.
Cool.
So it'll be interesting to see what they have to add to the conversation.
Yeah.
Right, and Street Fighter's doing their own thing of actual announcements on August 5th. Yeah,
Right in early.
for their next
think.
season, whatever it is, season
Yep.
5.
But when's Arc
Yep.
Six?
Season V.
Arc
At the
System
same
Works
time.
apparently it's going to open on a Guilty Gear character announcement.
Oh.
So
My
That
safe
game
bet
coming
is
out next
Johnny.
year?
My angry bet is Biken.
Where is the stream gonna be at? Is it Bandai Namco's channels or?
Yeah,
what's it?
Bandai Namco US. I'm gonna
That's
set
one
that up on this
more,
thing.
Although it's offline right now.
they are adding exactly 5 frames of roleplay.
We know it would be
If I
better
was-
with 10.
If I said, oh my god, I hate it. Harada shouldn't have been allowed to show up.
Don't ask him
like-
for shit, dude.
He's like big producer of all of Bandai Namco now, right? So he should.
Oh,
be-
he
He's
is?
in charge of fighting games. Yeah.
Wow, oh, that's awesome.
I thought he got promoted recently.
Yeah, that was his. I mean, yeah, he's. Hey, it's a bigger thing in the field, yeah. In the corporate ladder, he's higher up, yeah.
Katsuhiro.
Because it's technically, Murray is in charge of Tekken 7
Yeah.
and
Murray.
Game director, chief producer of the action fighting games.
action and fighting games, which covers a
General
lot.
manager, general manager of Bandai Namco Entertainment original IP games projects.
Right.
I don't know. So
That is basically all their action and fighting games.
yeah,
So he's up there further on the corporate ladder.
it's just that every now and then, sometimes he has to oversee like a fairy tale game or something. Yes. It's like Bleach needs another game, or we'll lose the rights.
We need a new Naruto Ultimate Ninja, quick.
Quick.
Did I pull up the right name?
The Tekken 3 soundtrack is coming to vinyl.
Yo!
Oh,
That's actually
I
fuck.
did, yeah. Here, I'll
I
just
kind
put
of
it
want
in
that.
there just in
I'm a-
case.
Give me Tekken 4, though. I want Tekken 4 on vinyl.
Can't remember a
Neither
single
of them
song
were
from Tekken 4.
real instruments.
Dun, 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 dun. Ooh.
So good. Soundtrack, yeah.
Oh, I
It's
see.
the beach level. Christy Monchiero's theme.
Who do
the
you
only one I
want in
really
Guilty
like.
Gear, Max?
I made a whole tier list. I'm trying to remember.
Oh yeah.
I want to see new characters. I want to see a new character because I'm getting real worried. There's only gonna be one, and it's gonna be that samurai guy. So
Yeah, they seem-
I'd like to see.
Generally, fighting game development seems afraid to add many new characters.
Because every time they do, they scream for literally a decade.
Yeah.
No testament, no investment. It doesn't matter how many returning characters you put in. There's going to be 5 diehard people that are commenting, "Where's this character? Where's Abba?"
Yeah, that's true.
I just hope there's a lot of characters I hope this reveal isn't. I hope it's not Abba. I hope Testament never gets added to another game again.
I'm also frustrated at the people that are more concerned with the whole everybody's here idea and less concerned with they'll actually play that character if they came back. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how many people really wanted to play was Lei Wulong when he came
Yeah.
back. Like, he's cool. I love Lei Wulong, but I don't.
Yeah.
The
just
one for me
Omnio
is
the only one.
the one that always gets me is I will not buy this game if Anna Williams is not in. And then she comes out.
And no one plays
Granted, that character borderline doesn't work, but that's no excuse still.
I will not play this game unless Gon Ryu is in.
I will not play this game unless Gonryu is removed.
Unless Okladon makes a cameo.
Oh my god, Street
bring
Fighter
back-
5 isn't Street Fighter without Sagat. I'm not buying it unless Sagat's in the game.
Tekken is not Tekken without Kombat. I'm sorry, you guys.
I'm sorry.
That's like Street Fighter without Ken. That happened, right?
Yeah.
No.
Was that Ken
Wait.
or was it?
Well, E Honda took until season 4. which
Ken-
No,
is-
I mean it's Street in one of the Street Fighters in general.
It's it was Street Fighter 3.
Yeah,
It only
yep.
had Ryu and Ken. And guess
yeah,
what?
that was it. Yeah.
By Third Strike, that was the best series of Street Fighter game.
It's true.
They caved and added Chun-Li at the very end, which, you know what? That's fine.
Wasn't she like the best character?
She's the first lady. Yun.
Oh, that's fair.
Yun's a fucking monster in that game. She's really good, though. A lot of characters are really good in Third Strike.
Anyway,
They're
so
just
yeah.
not Yun.
My first and foremost want out of any of this is rollback discussion.
Yeah.
Or just point it out how it works. And not Harada. So Harada has to listen to it.
So the
in
fact
his
that
own
Arika-
language.
The fact that Arika is here, they have literally only been working on rollback, to my knowledge. They have it in a dev build of Fighting EX Layer, and it was unclear on whether or not they were actually going to patch it into the retail release, but apparently it's been going really well. So I'm hoping them and Arc System Works start talking about it, and then, sorry, Koei Tecmo, you have to listen. Sorry, Capcom.
Yeah. I think Capcom is the most guilty of it because they've had consistently the most problems with their netcode. It's literally the #1 complaint.
But Capcom's also the closest to getting it, because they are using rollback. They're just using it wrong.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's pretty and
Yeah.
it's solid in Marvel Infinite.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully people, because even after announcing a whole new season, sure, there's people excited that the game is still getting supported, and will ultimately have the largest Street Fighter roster. Now I think it actually will have, by the end of season 5, will have more characters than Street Fighter 4 did.
45. So
Yeah, I think so. But I don't think many people even care about characters at this point. They just want a functional online. So
that's the thing is,
Well, that's what why some games take a longer pause and then have an update. Like Fighters had a whole larger update that included less characters within a same time span because they were focusing more on everything else.
right.
Yeah,
And then they still had more issues to fix, but they fixed some long-term complaints. Not
Yeah.
all of them, but
No, it's. I mean,
the only problem I still
they're
have
more
with fighters is push block, which
right.
but
They're
not gonna
more
add that.
concerned about the people that are still playing and want to play and keeping them playing than they are people that have already turned away from things like that.
Yeah, I think at this point that's the smarter thing to do because those are the people keeping your game alive. I think
Right.
casual is important, but I think at that late in the game, like your game already ran its course.
Like, do you
It's-
want the popularity spikes or do you want consistency?
Right.
And
Well,
con-
one of the things I find interesting is one of the indie fighting games I play. I know Max hates it. Fantasy Strike has just
Mhm.
taken the free-to-play model and are gonna be adding like all the characters will be free. Like the whole game is free to play, and they had like loot boxes like Fortnite for costumes and stuff, which is silly. But when you have a full package fighting game that's easy to play, that's free to play, I think that's a cool take on it. You just have
It
to
is
do it
very
right.
cool until you have to pay for
Characters.
private matches.
Oh, was that one of
Fantasy
the
Strike.
things? Oh,
Fantasy
never
Strike, you
mind.
can't invite someone to a match unless you own the game.
Okay, so I thought that was so they have the baseline, like you could buy the game. Like if I already paid $30 for the game, which I have,
Yeah.
then
You
I
have it.
have it already. But
Yeah, but I
yeah.
would still have to buy whatever. I think it's one of the lowest cost like packages. But I'd
Yeah.
have to spend money to play with you unless
Right.
we met up and ranked
Right.
by chance.
So I didn't know if they had I didn't know how Fantasy Strike was doing it. I just saw the trailer. I didn't know if they were doing
Mhm.
it right. But I just liked the idea of a fighting game trying that method because if you're trying to get it like the casual audience to pick it up for the first time, that's what that's a good idea.
Dead or Alive has had consistent numbers since Dead or Alive 5 went free to play.
Yeah.
It just had a core fighters. You have a even if it's just a rotating series of characters, and then like you still have to buy the characters individually. Just getting people to play it is like
Yeah.
it's like here, no barrier to entry. You can just give it a shot.
Right.
Problem is to get people to stay, it has to work.
Yeah. That's
like-
the thing.
it's like, I don't-
The hard part is getting them to the party, but the party's got to be interesting. We got to have a game there.
Yeah, which is why I hope that them not releasing content as frequently has made them realize that like because I'm in the boat that up until like this point, fighting games have not been trying to keep their core audience like at all. Like they've
No.
actually been doing everything to push the core audience away because it always is about look at these new characters, look at these new features, look at this simpler game. Let's not dumb it down. Let's simplify it.
Well,
So
look
that-
at Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat, guess what? One, it appeals to Western players, like, substantially more than Japanese players. Two, it has single-player stuff, which is big. It has a big, dumb, I think, terrible single-player story. But it does have very high production value. It has guest characters that people actually want and care about. And
Yeah.
finally, when you go online, the video game works.
Yeah.
So you can play it, which you can't say about almost none of the games from
You-
any of the developers that are sitting at this round table.
Yeah.
No single player and no working online. Those are two huge things for
Like
casual. I mean, even just like
There's
single player.
fighters, which you can actively find a game in, but then the only other one is Tekken.
It's fighter, yeah, but even then, like the online experience
bad,
is
yeah.
like super mixed.
Just used to suffering with it.
I was playing a match of Tekken 7 that just disconnected for no discernible reason. Neither me
There's-
or the other guy went offline. We didn't like it. Just stopped.
Like there's
And-
there's like the netcode for it, and then there's how ranking works, which has been weird since I think season 2, and how they inflated the values of how fast you rank up and stuff.
Yeah. The biggest problem with that is like because everything comes back to the netcode. Because like if you can't find a match in a game, it's because the game is trying to match you up with somebody who's going to have a suitable playable connection with you, and because if you implement something like rollback and it's easier to have good connections with a wider array of like players, it's why it's so easy to find a match in Killer Instinct, even though the overall player pool is smaller than something like Tekken or Dragon Ball or Street Fighter. It's because the pool of matches that will be good and playable that the game is trying to find you is larger in Killer Instinct in comparison to Street Fighter 5, where it needs to find you someone who lives a block away,
Yeah.
or Dragon Ball Fighters where it's like it's got to be within the same like state. If you can make it so that my connection will be solid with anyone from Europe to Asia to right by me, then the pool of people who can match me up with is going to be a lot higher, which means I'm going to, 1, be able to find people my skill level.
Yeah.
2, I'm going to find those matches a lot quicker. 3, those matches are going to play better, just obviously because the netcode is better. And so that's why it's like, honestly, if they didn't reveal a single character or game this entire roundtable, and they just said we are implementing rollback game-wide, maybe crossplay, but I'm not gonna. One thing at a time.
Yeah.
That would be way more exciting news than any game or character they could reveal right now.
I totally agree. And it's also, it just goes to show how much they want to spend time on that to be able to accomplish it, because we have the Melee community who literally are taking a game from 2001 and implementing that exact model of matchmaking with rollback. And you have people in the community going, yeah, I'm in New Zealand, I'm playing my friend, you know, in LA, and it's working flawlessly. Like, the ping is incredible. How is this possible? There's just a bunch of modders who just dedicated their time to that. So I think if they want to prioritize that, they have the skills, they have the developers.
And then what about like every SNK like old game port, Garros, Sam Show 5 Special, KWF, I think it was 2002 Unlimited Match. The developer for that patched in rollback, and those games play fantastic. Those HD ports.
That's right.
So if SNK and then you play Samurai Showdown, the new game, and it is borderline unplayable.
I've heard about that. I've heard they didn't do the same for that, and that was why I was avoiding the collection.
I play that. Well, the collection is a whole other mess. I don't know who they got to do that, unless it says Code Mystics on the box or in the list of developers. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, that was one that came out super recently. I wasn't sure about touching that.
But actual Samurai Showdown 2019 or whenever it came out. Like, I play that game with 1 or 2 people, and that's it, because I can't trust that netcode online. It is awful. So I'm just hoping that if that was the only thing they talked about here, if this stream started and they talked about rollback for 5 minutes and said, yeah, this seems like a good idea, we're going to implement it, and then the stream shut down, I would go to bed tonight happy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want Roger back in tech.
Anyway, I want Roger back.
Give me Tiger Jackson.
I thought about it a little bit. If I have to see a returning character for Guilty Gear, I want to see Venom.
I was kind of thinking that.
You put the 2 like boring characters from the Assassin's Guild in. I don't care about Zato or Milia. Get them out of here. I want the billiard guy.
Milia's animations are incredible. I'm just excited. I don't care which character is in, because I mean, first of all, I don't have too much of a stake in the characters in this game. I just like the way they animate. So any character to me, as long as they got cool looking animations, I'll be happy.
I'm gonna flip their table if Majin Vegeta is in.
Oh, we have picture. Bandai is live.
Oh, cool. And then the other thing would be Setsuka in Soul Calibur.
Setsuka and Soul Calibur, I think, is like a...
I want that too.
That's what I would want to see.
I would love, because I know they did music packs. I don't know if they already did. Did they do a Soul Calibur 3 music pack?
I think they're caught up. I think everything up to 5 is in.
Okay. Because that song, Setsuka's theme in Soul Calibur 3 is one of my favorite video game themes, like, period. It's
I love that they did that. It's so, like, Soul Calibur 2 soundtrack. I just in love with.
Every game should also just have a jukebox mode.
Yeah.
That's fair, actually.
Even if you only stick it on PS4, I'll be okay with that.
No, put it on PC. That was
we might see what
box coming to PC.
We remember King of Fighters 15 was announced. It's about time to see something.
Yeah. If it doesn't say GGPO under the list of devs at the beginning, I don't care. I love KOF 14. I love KOF. I love every King of Fighters game. But unless you're playing it on Fightcade or Parsec, I'm not gonna play those games.
Yeah.
Is heartbreaking.
I wouldn't play King of Fighters over Parsec. That game moves way too much.
Honestly, I was playing Arcana Heart over Parsec a couple days ago, and it felt really good. So I don't know. Whenever I play with when I tried doing Grand Blue with cheat, that was a fucking miserable experience. I don't know what the hell happened, but usually Parsec behaves pretty well for me.
Right. It's a risk reward. It's like there's advantages, disadvantages, though it is really sad that we have to fucking consider it an option.
That's the thing. I want by the end
Because the netcode in all of them is bad.
It's like we are trying so hard to play these games because we like these games so much, and the developers are just sitting around and like, what about the Vegeta with the M on his forehead? Should we put him in the game? It's like, no, you need to put in push block. Persona 5 Arena. I'm shutting down the stream chat. Get the hell out of here.
Oh, the music is coming louder.
It would benefit to Western audiences, and I don't think they are as aware of that as they should
Yeah.
be.
Majin Vegeta.
Is that a rumor, or is that like actually happening?
No, the rumor is Omega Shenron, but I don't think we're gonna see Dragon Ball here.
Nah.
It doesn't sound like we'll see Dragon Ball, but I think there's only 2 characters left, right? Or is it 4? I don't know.
There's like 3 or 4. They announced a season pass, released Kefla and Ultra Instinct, and then they just stopped talking about it.
Because they were probably supposed to be at other events that got canceled. But at the same time, they always announce their characters in magazines.
I was gonna say it would have been in the magazine. So, hey, listen. At the end of BlazBlue Central Fiction, Ragna gets fucking erased from reality. So if he wants to pop up in Guilty Gear, he could. There's no reason why he couldn't.
All right, so there's 3 characters left. It's
there's
an odd number this time. That's weird. But anyway, there's 3 characters left for fighters, and the next 2 were rumored to be Omega Shenron and Roshi.
It's going to be
I want
3D Ragna model will be cursed.
I want Roshi as well.
Oh my god, every single developer really is restreaming it.
Yeah.
But then that would leave one more slot left.
What if they all play different things?
Oh no.
What if Murray and what's-his-face are only translating on Bandai Namco?
I was gonna say, you get 1 stream for Giuna, you get 1 stream for Michael Murray, you get 1 stream for the Japanese. And then you get 1 screen for whatever they're looking at.
Well, fuck that. Can we just go watch Eris?
Is this our Ghost of Tsushima roundtable?
I'm not watching.
Oh, yeah, let's all watch someone different.
Stoners?
Let's all watch someone different.
Hey, how's it going, stoners?
And play them all at the same time.
He's gonna put more Mafia boobs on the screen.
Yeah, that is still to this day the funniest.
That's
thumbnail
the
I've ever
funniest
seen.
thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Good
Oh,
morning.
here goes.
Oh no.
You
You have to lower one of their volumes.
Someone, please.
Japanese is louder than the English.
The producer of the Tekken series. How you doing, Michael?
Good. You know, all things considering yourself.
Yeah.
Nice beard, by the way.
Thank you. Thank
Fuck,
you.
this is gonna be
Getting there.
unwatchable, isn't it?
But
That's
yeah,
not
it's been
6 feet
a pretty
apart.
wild
They'll fix it.
year, I guess, from the start. So there haven't been a lot of offline events. There haven't been a lot of opportunities for devs to get together, chat with the players. So I believe you guys, it was your team that came up with the idea to host this?
Right. So, basically, all of our plans got destroyed because of this whole COVID situation.
Yeah.
Everyone was planning for a certain event,
The COVID
and I was like,
situation.
wait a second, I'm
Whatever.
sure everyone else is doing the same thing, right? And then when we were trying to pivot to do something else, I
Oh, there
said,
they
hey,
are.
Harada, why don't you reach out to these
The
guys?
Zoom
He has,
call of the
connections
greats.
Yeah.
and we kind of brought them all together. So
Harada with
it
just
was
a
a lot of work
plain
to get everyone on the
background.
same stream. But hopefully
He's in
we'll
a
have
studio
something,
for sure. He has that.
bright and
He has a
crispy,
room for
whatever
this.
everyone look forward
Look
to.
at that
Yeah.
fucking
So everyone, thank you for
microphone.
joining us. As you
Dude,
see,
he's the only one who has
From
one.
a lot of different
Oh,
games
or I
here.
guess
The idea for this
Ichiwatari
stream is we're
has
gonna
one as
spend
well.
the first hour or so. We're going to just be discussing some
First
questions that we
hour?
took from Twitter. So we didn't pick the questions, I'm sorry. So
Yep.
whatever they
I forgot to
discuss,
tell,
whatever they choose to discuss,
Rave
we're
we're
just going to
streaming.
listen up. We'll translate what we can. It's going to be rough with, 13 people? 11 people, sorry, talking
I-
together.
I
But then the
appreciate
second
them being
half of the
honest
stream,
about
I know a lot of you guys on Twitter are looking forward to this, but there
Oh,
will
never
be
mind,
some-
Rave's not
some
live tonight.
announcements, some surprises, so make sure you stick around for the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
all
we
these
knew going
publishers
into
from
this
Japan
that this
in the
was
same
going to be a
realm. We
little
got
bit
SNK, Capcom,
messy just
Art,
because of
we got
how many
ourselves as well.
things are happening.
Even Koei Tecmo.
Nakayama has the Street Fighter V cats with Alex and Gil
obviously, it's
surrounding
not
him. I
normal.
love
Jun
that.
and Michael, we're gonna
I
have to
like
be on the best
Okubo's
behavior
gaming
day, so-
setup.
I don't want to get
His
canceled.
gamer chair.
Right.
His gaming
Yeah.
headset.
Pretty
I like his
exciting,
jersey.
though. So if you guys
Yeah.
aren't familiar,
What
team is
bottom
that?
left, that's Yes the Esports. So he's kind of like our our guy in Japan who does the esports stuff, similar to maybe what Ayano-san would be doing for Capcom. So he's going to be kind of helping to proceed the event today.
But yeah, right now, guys, they're just doing a self-introduction. That was Pachi. I guess he changed his name to Sekine. He doesn't want to.
Yeah, that's his
Just
real name.
realized they
But
have
Most
like
people probably
sponsors,
know him
or
as
like
Pachi.
team names.
Yeah.
now we're seeing Nishitani-san, you know, the
Nishitani,
legend.
the legend. People.
Oh, they're not translating,
you know,
they're
currently
commentating.
He's Fighting EX Layer, but this guy is
So
known
they said
for-
they'll translate
He
a
makes
little
Street
bit
Fighter
later
2,
in.
Matsumoto,
the
yo, you
original
know.
final
Yeah.
fight back here, so this guy is
He's
like
not gonna
considered
translate them all
godfather
saying hi
of
to
the
each other.
Japanese FGC.
I mean,
And then we got
I
Oda-san
think-
up here in the left with the director Kuroki
Oh.
from SNK.
Yeah.
stream.
So these guys are out in Osaka, right? They're in the west, the west part
Mine
of
froze
Japan.
up.
You see that little blue
Um,
bar in the middle? So they
Social
are.
distancing
we
properly.
should do
I
that
think that's
too.
a grand blue
Built for the
wallpaper.
raid.
I have
Make
an
sure it's
invisible
safe.
bar you
one.
can't see, right?
I don't think that's the Guilty Gear stage, so maybe, I don't know.
This is Kuroki-san, the director.
Thank you.
Good morning,
thank
good
you.
morning. Yeah, everyone's saying good morning because out here, guys, it's 9
a.m., right?
9 a.m. I was up at, what, 6:30?
Oh,
I think
dang.
a lot of these guys were here. They wanted to make sure that they did this for the kind of overseas audience, all right? That's why we're out here and getting ready for the Western prime time rather than Japan.
And some of the people had the fancy
Hello,
backgrounds, you
Sadistic.
could tell, but then we got like Yasuda
They really
Esports
want to
and
let us
Harada
know,
from their
the
house.
overseas
This is actually
audience,
Harada's
that you guys
personal
will not
mic
have the
that
connection
he
to play
bought and
most of the
set up
games
for,
that get talked
work
about
from
today.
home.
Yeah.
Pretty expensive here. Here's Matsumoto-san and Nakayama-san.
I like SNK's
You know, I
figure
think
collection.
Overseas, they're not known as well as some of the other people, but these guys have been
Yeah.
kind of creating.
Oh,
Street
they're
Fighter
looking
V
real
over
cozy
Yeah,
the
the
over there.
development
Yeah.
team, right?
Yeah.
I want that
So this is
fucking
one of those rare
jacket.
instances we get to see
The
them
one on the
in,
right, or
Yeah.
from SNK, that guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a dope jacket.
Oh, so he's saying, right, Nakayama-san has been since
We got
Ultra Street
Daisuke
Fighter 4,
Iwatari
he's
wearing
been
his
part of the
jean
directed Street Fighter
jacket.
series, so it's my first time seeing him out
Yeah.
in the
Do you
the
think
face
he's
here.
teasing?
I believe I've met him during the Street
Oh
Fighter
my
Cross
god,
Second.
a new Canadian
Axel's
character.
gonna be in the game
Koei
again.
Tecmo. Shimbori-san,
Sorry, Rita.
Better Live 6 producer right here. This is kind of, you know,
Take your shirt
I'm used
off,
to seeing,
Shimbori!
you know, you see Capcom and Tekken, they meet up and they talk a lot.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've really seen Koei Tecmo get involved in this kind of group.
Yep.
I think this is like a cool opportunity now.
Shimbori-san just
So
mentioned he's
according
been
to
on the
what we
series for
missed,
16 years now.
The
That's
announcements
16
will be in
Wow.
the second half.
16
Yes.
years. Yeah, I
Yep.
guess, yeah, this game's been around a while. I remember I played it first on
First
Dreamcast.
half will be boring
Next year will
fighting
be my
game
20th on
discussion.
the Tekken series.
Good.
Isn't that crazy?
We
Yes.
gotta have a party or something like that. And again, here's Mochie. So again, guys, still just self-introductions. After this, we will start the discussion.
I'm gonna go listen to Eris for this
What will they
first
discuss?
half,
I don't know. I read some of the questions out there. A
See
lot
what
of,
he has to
you know,
say.
there's been what, like 100+ different topics
Yep.
that they're asking, but they can only do, I think,
Five, I think they
five. But I don't even know if we'll be able to do 5. Right?
Right,
They have
time-wise.
5 ready. They don't know if they're gonna be able to get it all. But the good news is that they did say they are considering doing more of these, right?
Yeah, if everyone tunes in, everyone likes it.
Yep.
And now we're just
I'm
having
happy they got
Okubo,
Yuna to do this.
our producer for
I love
Soul
Yuna.
Calibur 6.
You said
Hell yeah.
it looked like you're in a tie-dye shirt. That might be the Soul Calibur shirt. You
It
know,
looks like
has,
it, the
has
Soul
that
Edge and
color.
the, yeah, Soul Calibur colors. Obviously Harada.
Yeah.
He
So
said he's blurred out the background, but it's from his house.
yeah, he says he's at home, right? Some people, like you see SNKs at the studio.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So just kind of mention, you know, what I was just talking about with you about how this whole thing came about.
Right. So they said they were asking people, like, so trying to figure out who do we invite? Who do we invite? Right.
Is this it?
Yeah,
Is this
yeah,
finally
to
the
this kind
gigantic
of gathering,
crossover
right? 'Cause
fighting
there's
game
so many people
Harada's been
involved,
trying to
so
make for
they're
like a
kind of,
decade?
cracking
Oh
jokes
my
here.
god, that'd be awesome.
And people maybe don't get the gravity of the situation, you know, like Western devs, maybe they can just
It is kinda
decide
crazy that
themselves,
Koei
hey,
Tecmo
dude, let's
showed
do a
up to
stream,
this.
But that's not how
Yeah.
it's done in Japan. To get all these companies on board
Yeah,
and to
it's
have
very strict out here, right?
them allow it, this is, you know, really something special.
And then Yasuda, he's going to be one of the MCs of the event,
Yeah.
right down here.
Along
on
with
the bottom
Fuhi-san,
left,
I
yeah.
believe, as well, right?
Yeah, Fui's the one that you hear talking right now. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
Yoroshiku. Cool.
Yay.
So yeah, self-introductions are over.
Does this mean that every trailer we watch is going to have all of their webcams plastered over it
So
and be
from
at like
9:15,
240p?
We got the round
Yeah,
discussion,
it'll,
right?
it'll just be in the same window where Murray is.
And he's
Yeah.
just explaining what Giuna said
Specifically
about,
Murray.
we
Giuna's
gather
still going to be
these
there.
on
It's
Twitter
just going to cut it in
beforehand.
half.
Yeah.
And then from 10 is the announcements. So we had rehearsal last night. I got spoiled on some of them, but all I'll say is definitely stick around and definitely get on Twitter. And when this is over, people are gonna go crazy.
But this stuff's been locked down, you know.
Yeah.
We haven't even seen a lot of it, right?
I got spoiled yesterday. I was like,
Just that one.
Yeah.
But
Aw.
all right, so I think a
Michael,
little bit,
why haven't
no,
you
besides
seen it? You're the
15, but a little
director of
bit, they're going to start the talk show.
Really? Who are they
So
adding?
taking the questions off Twitter.
Oh, they're taking
now it seems like
questions?
we're proceeding.
Yeah, they were
Thank you,
fielding
everybody,
questions
for
the last week or so.
introductions.
Oh, wow.
They said they took some of the questions from English as well.
Yeah, so they could
Yep.
weed out all
Yeah,
the
so
netcode ones.
It's not just Japanese
Yeah,
questions. Some
exactly.
of you guys from overseas get your questions involved in here.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, where's Bikin?
Yeah, Yasuda, I don't know. You guys can't tell probably, but he's got this like really thick Kansai
hasn't been put in Street Fighter.
The other thing that they also mentioned earlier is that, you know, since Mike also kind of brought it up, is that there's all these different companies, right? So if one company is okay with something, but another company is not, they can't really discuss this kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, so we have to find a topic that everybody involved can discuss and share their opinions on.
That means
So
no
that's what
re-
he's
that
mentioning.
means
We're
no
trying to
rollback
decide which
discussion.
questions to pick here.
100%
Yeah, I mean,
no
it really
rollback.
is so
That
much going
is
into
what that
coordinating
means.
all of this, so including the questions and what they're going to talk
Yeah.
about.
Oh
We are
my
used
god.
to the, you know, the West a little bit
That
more.
was
wild,
literally-
you know,
yeah.
You get the,
Yeah.
a little bit
No-
more.
no rollback, no
What are you gonna do
crossplay.
for the next
Here, but
50
it's
minutes?
still quite
Cry.
strict out here.
But you know, I did feel that they picked
You're
some
not
really
gonna go
fair
to bed
questions
happy,
this
Max,
time,
I'm
so we'll
sorry.
see.
Sob heavily.
Obviously, it's only 5, so not every question that people want. I know there's some big ones that people really want that might not get touched on this one, but hopefully, again, if you guys can keep the
Rollback.
you know, the reception, say I like this kind of content, please bring us more. They can do it again and maybe hit them up. But anyway, here we go. They said each question they're going to do about like eight minutes or so. They're going to discuss.
Yep. We don't have a raising hand button either, so
Yeah.
we'll see how this works, right? So now he's
Okay.
saying, yeah, there we go, the English, right? Selection of roster
Yeah.
characters.
So they're going to start with Capcom, but you've experienced with this as well, right?
Oh, yeah,
You've been
definitely.
involved with picking some characters.
Yeah, and we've kind of, Harada and I have been pretty vocal about that. Comes up on Comic-Con panels, etc. Okay. So now just talk about
Yeah.
So I don't know what he's saying.
listening to
Me neither.
user
right?
feedback.
I really
but
thought he was
also
going to speak in
think
English,
about
I'm
their
going to be
user
honest.
base and try to kind of discern what kind of
To be
taste
honest,
they would
guys,
like.
I lived here all my life and I can't speak.
And now
Harada's going to, I feel like Harada's going to
I speak
he's put him on
Harada.
the spot,
Yeah.
right? He's like,
Yeah.
I
okay.
feel like
Hey,
Harada-
hey, Capcom, shut up.
He heard
Shut
your
up.
request. So raise your hand when you talk right here so we
Sweet.
can see.
So we got
Mhm.
Matsumoto-san here.
Yeah. Yeah, so the one thing about Street Fighter that he's mentioning that compared to some other games is that Street Fighter's been around for, I don't know, 30 plus years?
Yes, yes.
So they have a lot of
35
like,
maybe, I
yeah,
think,
they have a
right?
lot of
Yeah.
very classic, very iconic characters there.
A large pool they have to choose from, right?
So they're talking about how Street Fighter doesn't just take, you know, classic characters, but also characters from other series in the Capcom, you know, like Final Fight and things like that.
Even now, he's touched on something we also
No,
take
they
into
don't.
consideration, and that's the martial art,
Mhm.
and also, you know, the nationality of the character.
Yeah, I know Harada's talked about that a lot, right? You want to make sure the character is liked in that country, but also does justice, right?
Right.
I know with
And again-
Shaheen, he talked a lot about it.
And like us as well, he was talking about trying to not have as many characters in the same vein
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
to have a lot of variety there.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then other characters that might be a good format to try new
Yeah, try
mechanics
new
or new
gameplay and
ideas,
stuff.
right?
So like, let's try and have the.
Are they just
development
talking
team, you know, come
philosophy
up with
of
new
why they'd add a
ideas
character to the
and
roster? How they
genre
pick roster.
forward here.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, sometimes we lose the rights to characters. That's what Capcom.
Capcom and SNK.
Now
And
he's talking about his Street Fighter's close to the real world. I think he's talking about locations, right?
Yeah, he's saying too that
Nishitani
Street Fighter,
will
you know,
not be
every game is
speaking on
different.
that.
So you have, you know, like Arxis games, which is very anime, very like
I
kind
want-
of fantasy
I want one of
inspired.
them
But
to
Street
just
Fighter is
straight
very
up
close
say,
to
well,
kind of
everyone
reality.
always
You know, even though
asks
they're doing
for
fireballs and
Goku,
everything,
and
you know,
that's
kind of takes
baseball.
place in the real world. So
Yeah,
they
it's
want
We
to
never
World,
did.
World Warriors, and
Yeah.
you had that map where the
Or no.
airplane
Yeah.
kind of goes to a different location in between
Dojo.
fights, right?
So when they're deciding characters, they got to try and keep a character that's a
Wait,
little
why
bit more
isn't Nintendo
realistic,
here?
you know, rather than like we're not
Fuck
going to
off.
put it, even though they have Blanca, but like we're
All
not
right,
gonna put
cheat.
Dinosaur Man out there. Who's talking now?
I like that they
So,
compare Street
now who do
Fighter
we
to the
have
real
talking?
world.
we're not
Put your
going to
hand
throw
on
a
the speaker,
dinosaur
who
man
you're
in
talking.
cough cough
Okay, we
SNK.
don't see
I
anyone,
was like,
so
raise your hand.
you talk about the game system changes quite drastically from different installments. And so, also with the planned system for whatever installment they're working on,
Yeah.
which characters might blend well with
Yeah,
that.
right. So like Street Fighter V has its own game design. So maybe you might want your favorite character from an older Street Fighter. They're saying that character might not fit with the Street Fighter V game design.
Yeah,
They
he
don't
has a
wanna change it
dartboard.
so
Every
much.
misstart
So-
is
That's
Yeah.
returning
like
character.
they're saying, it's like one of
Yeah.
the things they
Yeah,
consider.
yeah.
in
So,
regards to
like they're
many-
saying, no
More and more
Makoto.
and more.
Next.
What I want to know is how much does Twitter
Sorry.
get involved? Because whenever I see
Dan
these guys
confirmed
on Twitter, they're
Makoto
asking,
out.
like, give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that. Do you have any insight?
Yep.
How often do you guys listen to the Twitter monsters?
Rod and I are probably on one end of the
Well,
spectrum
Twitter-
where
Twitter is
yeah,
the main
we're
reason
quite
we will
in
not
tune
put
with what
Makoto
they're
in the
saying.
game.
Okuba-san maybe
I
somewhat
like that
that.
they're all
I'm not
laughing when
sure
they heard
about
the Twitter
The
question.
other
They haven't
producers,
mentioned
you
it.
know,
They
we
just said
haven't
the
really talked about
users,
it.
right? I want to hear social media.
Jayun is not interested in
obviously,
translating. He's interested in
there's differences in how
interviewing
much English
Murray.
that each of these producers can comprehend directly.
He doesn't want to talk
right?
about what anyone else
Harada being,
knows
an
besides Murray.
MMORPG guy himself, playing
Yeah.
with foreign players for a long time, understands quite a bit of English actually. And now he's talking. Harada just mentioned about he believes Street Fighter. The opinions differ depending on which installment
Yeah.
that player
Because
base
the game
got
is-
into the
The
series,
game is
right?
so old, right? So people that were with the original, people that started with 5, right? They might have different ideas of what they think is cool or what kind of character should be in the game.
So just saying, like, if you do a poll to ask opinions about characters, it's kind of hard to see because you don't know
Genuinely
which player
curious what the
generation that is, right?
Yeah,
new
and the other thing
user
too
install
is
base
it's
for
going to
Street
be,
Fighter
you know,
V.
younger players,
how
right?
many
Usually
people
the younger
started
players, the
Street
guys
Fighter
more
V?
socially connected.
Did you miss
Yeah.
anything?
Only
It
on
is
social media.
a
The internet
discussion,
doesn't match on the poll,
just
right? They don't
roundtable
know what to do.
discussion
But another thing he's
until
mentioned is it's kinda
9
funny.
o'clock.
We see this a lot
Yeah.
where you'll
9
get a
p.m.
particular
Eastern Standard
character
Time
that's
is when you want to
like,
show up for the
stands
big
out in polls
announcements where we
online,
all
right?
scream
But
and I
then if you
scream.
actually release it, it's not
we
as
go,
well compared to the
my
other
God,
characters
it's-
sales-wise, right?
oh my God, it's geese.
Yeah, we won't mention it.
That's still my favorite Max clip ever.
And then Matsumoto-san's also mentioning how we kind of think too that you take it as one ingredient, right, to your decision.
Yeah.
And if it matches up to what you perceive the player base wants, then it's just one like thing to kind of test that theory, but it's not like the deciding factor
Yeah.
in itself.
I'm fine if he asks Michael a bunch of questions because there's going to be a translation write-up later
Harada
on
also
anyway.
explaining, as we often say for our title,
Read through.
we take user opinions, but we also take the background
Yeah.
data, usage, etc.
This is a hard question, right? Because there's no answer, right? There's a trillion different things that come in there. I wonder if we're going to hear from the other producers as well.
Yeah, hopefully
They-
they can jump in. You
yeah.
know, it's kind of
When
hard. to grab
Jayuna
the
was
mic
talking
from
about
Harada
announcements, I was
sometimes,
thinking of
right?
Majin Obama. Wish he was here.
Now, let me be clear.
Now he's talking about this is another topic we often
Yeah, I
Not
wish that.
quite.
Yeah, I know. I prefer that
Yeah.
Obama. Yeah.
player usage
Yeah.
and popularity is not necessarily the same thing, right?
So they're also talking. He mentioned like how strong
Yeah.
they are too, right? So
Right.
he's like, some
Yeah,
characters,
Daisuke, you should
because
probably
they're-
weigh in
they're
on this
strong
one.
in the
They get
game,
used more
yeah,
often,
they'll
right?
get used more often. It doesn't mean they're popular, right?
Right.
It's just more people are going to play that character because you know they have a very high win percentage there. So gathering like concrete data is very difficult. Is what they're saying.
Who do you think's feed is going to just cut out
He's
first
talking
for
about
like the
Shake
rest of the
Salmon.
broadcast?
When
I
we
was like,
had the
"Ah,
poll
On
I haven't got
Japanese
to
when that
internet?
player, maybe
No, I
2
just
years
mean like
ago.
I haven't gotten to talk yet. I got
This
stuff
is
to
like
do.
something I heard when I first joined the team, but way long
Hey guys,
ago.
I'm not feeling
They
it.
had,
Bye.
a salmon
Yeah.
character that
Salmon the fish?
he was bouncing on the stage, right?
okay.
And he got you know, he didn't make the final cut way back when, but Harada put it in just to
Is
see.
Okubo in a
And
garage?
also, there was a data point in the game that when someone they
No,
reverse engineered and
that's
they
a
found the
room.
data
They found
for
the
it,
salmon.
right?
That's just a normal room.
Well, I mean, a garage is a room.
So he's
No,
like,
I know.
Maybe it's not a good idea for Tekken
Everything
to
is a
have
room
shot
Maybe I
in
when you
shouldn't
think
put him
about
in a
it.
2D
fighting
game,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't
Is he
have
in
the fish in a
jail?
2D fighting game here.
there. As well.
I mean, you guys put it in
Some fighting game
dinosaurs
jail.
and fighting kangaroos, right? I think it's not too weird. So he's like, how is it gonna fight? Like, how are we gonna make a fish
Tail
fight?
slap,
Yeah,
right?
how are we
Negan.
gonna make a fish fight? Rada's saying in like a 2D fighting game.
People are
Is
complaining about Zafina not
Sakine
being
at
able
the
to hear her, right?
beach?
Imagine a
Is
fish
he on
lying
vacation?
He's gonna have to stomp or use Paul's like.
complain
Does
about
this
a lot of
explain a
stuff,
few
right?
things?
I feel now is not a time.
Is
Rada. Don't
Sakine
bring
going
back
to
the
be
salmon. We don't
confirmed
need
for
it.
season 2
no
of
salmon,
Salmon?
please.
I like
I'm trying
Nishitani's
to
plants in the
have a
background.
peaceful Twitter
very
account at the
zen.
moment.
It's because Arika is still trying to figure out how
Someone's gonna ask.
Zoom
Yeah, it was
It's kind
backgrounds
of hard to
work.
answer after that,
I
right?
gave you like every possible answer. Now he's asking the other people, what do you guys think? They're gonna say the same. Yeah. They're all like, yeah, it's about the same.
So
Oh, there you go. They mentioned, so Koei Tecmo was a little bit, they said, you know, we take everything that Capcom said, but there's also what we want to make, right? They said characters that we want to make, as well as characters that fit in the story. Like, we design them.
Yeah, we want them to be hot.
Yeah.
That's what we make.
And then after they come up with the idea of the base, you know, you discuss with the marketing team is like, what kind of character should we make actually? Like, what would be good for the game?
We put them in the
setting, right?
volleyball game and see how they do.
Just why we're proud to announce
a little bit
live on
reverse of
stream,
what I
Dead or
thought, right? They
Alive,
make the character
Extreme
first, then
Volleyball
kind of the
4
design and the story
will be
after.
coming.
I thought it'd be
And
kind
it will
of the
have
opposite,
characters
but
from all of these
marketing
companies.
is important.
with male characters only
And rollback.
and rollback.
Now they're talking about hold. Who is this talking at the moment?
Shimbori is.
Oh, still,
from-
right?
Yeah.
I think his
Who-
headset
who-
keeps
who-
dissipating from reality.
They're talking about a
Yeah, I
character.
didn't catch that
something.
one.
He was talking about a character before that he was forced to cosplay as. I'm not sure.
He was forced to cosplay.
Yeah, we got it. We're in.
Dress up as
we
the
gotta be
little
careful.
girl. Do it. I don't want
so he's
to.
like, if you're talking
Do
about
it for
Dead
the
or
company.
Alive, right? Dead or Alive.
It's all about the
Or
cute
if you
girls,
wanna put a
right?
costume in the
what
game,
kind
you
of
have to wear it
characters
first.
you want? He's like, well, Dead or Alive series, it's all about the girls.
That's
Cute girls like
that's
there is what
fair.
everybody wants.
That is.
He knows his audience, I
Yeah.
guess.
See, there it is.
I think we're doing a better job of translating.
The tension.
Yeah, I think so too.
Come on.
We're reading it before they say it.
Yeah.
Guys,
During
I
that
work for
time-
Koei Tecmo. I'm sorry.
I knew it.
Ah.
Yeah.
And then he was
I really
thinking,
wanna try
Dead
Dead
or
or Alive
Alive
6
5
again.
at the same
They
time.
both had
Let's
5, so they had a
No,
list.
but
do
I've
something
had the
cool
update
together,
installed.
yeah.
Yeah,
And he
because
also they had the Shiranui Mai and
From SNK,
Kula from
yeah.
SNK as well.
and then Dead or Alive 5, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Akira, right? I think they had
Yeah.
Akira from Virtua Fighter. So that's how they decided on the guest character. Was like,
Right.
let's work together and also have like a little bit of competitive
Yeah,
rivalry.
Sega's not here, huh?
No.
Yeah, so
No
they
virtual-
can't
Yeah,
object.
they got to be strong.
No
and
Virtua Fighter. No
that's
Sonic the Fighters
their,
too.
one of their
Aw.
criteria, right?
He's like, if you make it like any your character's gonna take in as guest characters by the DOA series here.
And then he's Harada's mentioned SNK's got very long running franchises as
Yeah.
well. You must have lots of requests, especially from the China area,
Yeah.
East Asia.
Yeah, it's like Tekken too, like these legacy series. I mean,
Yeah.
basically, every game here is like 20
Pretty
plus
much.
years, so they all have really long history, a lot of different characters and franchises in there.
And trying to get the gist of it, it seems like Oda-san's saying that they have so many
Yeah, they have so many
different
characters
franchises
already.
that they're able to fit
Yeah.
a lot of these requests into at least one of them, right?
And they say what the fans want, right? It's like we have so many like IPs ready to go. It's like we listen to the fans and then throw them in here.
Oh, he's talking about Shiki at the
Yeah.
moment. One of my favorites. Sam Show, right?
Yeah, she's very, very popular.
They should talk about working with Square for guest characters.
So I think it's
Talking about
saying,
working
this
with
is another important
AMC
topic.
for
that
guest
when you
characters.
look at the lineup, it's a bunch of older
Old men, right?
characters,
yeah.
right?
Same show didn't have any cute girls on release.
Right. And you gotta
AMC A-list
think of
movie
balance in
pass
that
will be
regard as well.
coming to Tekken 7.
They're talking about Wanfu.
Yeah,
in
Wanfu's the
particular,
big,
right?
the Chinese monk guy.
With the big sword, right? I
No,
believe.
he's got the big pillar. He's
Ah,
got the
pillar, that's
yeah.
right, in
He's
the
like the
beads.
grappler there, yeah. So he's like, man, our lineup is all just dudes. It's old dudes, man. We got to get some cute girls in there. So that's kind of what Capcom mentioned too about balancing your roster and seeing like what you needed here.
That's always tough for us.
That's how you
especially
balance a
because
game.
the
Thank
player
you.
Base is quite divided on
Yeah.
whether they want really
Finally,
cute
I
girls
know.
or they want more realistic
Yeah.
buff fighters. You know, it's hard to please everyone. That
I agree. We need
Talk over
more buff
Testament.
men.
Keep talking over Ishwatari. Don't let him say anything.
So
is this Daisuke at the
yeah,
moment?
Lord Daisuke bless. But he's saying the first thing they decide is how
The
many
number of
characters,
characters, right?
like how many characters can be in the game, and then after you have that kind of limitation, then you can decide who,
Right.
like what type and everything. So again, he's talking about the same
balance
thing.
between,
the same thing that SNK mentioned. He's
Exactly.
like, yeah, you got to make sure it's not just all old dudes, and you got to get some different archetypes and stuff in there.
This is a good topic too. He's saying you really have to think about the looks of the character and their popularity in that,
Yeah.
and then the popularity of the play styles.
Yeah.
Because they're not necessarily
Yeah.
one and the same.
He also mentioned the ease of play too, right? You can't have like 10 super duper technical, difficult to play characters, right? You have to have some that are technical,
he
some are a
knows.
little bit easier to play, like the ease of use of the cast here.
It's a very good topic, and we're gonna spend the whole time on this, maybe. right?
Now they have on the schedule, they have it. They're gonna cut it. They said they're just gonna talk and then they're gonna cut it down.
So yeah, all of those.
What about
factors
you,
we're
Rika?
taking in,
Well, we only have like
and
8
then
characters, so
the
we just
new
kind of put
ideas
them all
that
in.
they have for new character and how that
Yeah.
blends into the existing.
All the ones we could.
Right, so we
That
take-
is.
take the opinions
All the
and
ones we're
we have to
legally
be
allowed
aware
to.
when they decide all the new stuff in here.
My favorite
I
EX
think now-
character.
I think Yasuo-
They're like,
Very
yes,
well.
come on, you gotta.
Yeah.
Yes is
Yeah.
being really soft here, saying we should probably move on to the next
Rika,
topic, right?
Nishitani is not
His
going to get to
job
say
is
anything.
stop. Next question.
No.
I'm so sad.
It's tough though. I mean,
He's just
I'm
he's,
not-
he's
That
drinking his
code's going
water.
to pop up, and he's going to
Hey,
not
come on,
get to
let's
say
go, but
anything.
You can't just be.
And then
playing that
Ishwatari's going to
stuff.
start to talk, and they're going to
Publishers,
cut him
right?
off.
The future of
Crossplay.
cross.
Oh, this
From
is one of those
Harada.
difficult ones.
Ooh.
Well, what does he got here?
Yeah, one of the most difficult ones because of one
This
company in
is
specific.
this is boss. You don't know who this is?
No, who is it?
Hayashi-san from Team Ninja, the leader.
Oh, word.
Yeah, Hayashi-san.
Team Ninja's getting put on blast, I guess.
Yeah.
What happened? He quit?
My name is.
Have a job.
He's just imitating his voice.
What?
This is
He's saying
hilarious.
about to keep the live operations of a certain game going. I'm not sure which one. I didn't catch it. And then he said, well, there's budgeting and all
Yeah.
that.
Did
And
he
Ryan
have
said,
that
"Oh,
picture
well,
him
take
printed
care of
out, or is that
budget."
his
I don't know
phone?
what he
Stop.
Somebody said, Shimbori's like, if this Mo's holding him aside and said stop.
Stop, cut. No.
Shimbori is like, if you got the budget, we'll do it.
Oh, this is the Japanese thing,
Yeah.
right?
So that guy was Koi Tecmo's boss?
Hayashi-san, he's the team leader for Team Ninja.
Oh, okay.
And he was probably, I think, the producer on like previous DOA titles, but like often happens, he got higher up positions. So now he's in charge of the whole team, I believe.
Murray,
Alright, so now they're talking about
translate.
technical difficulties of crossplay. Not that hard, maybe, because it's peer-to-peer.
Yeah.
It's not like a dedicated server in most instances.
He was saying like each fighting game is different ways they connect online too. So he's saying everyone besides Capcom, but hold on.
So he's saying it's not really a technical barrier. I'm kind of curious to see what he's going to say from here.
Why doesn't he know?
He's talking about PS3 and Xbox One error. He made a PowerPoint presentation saying he wants to do crossplay and approach the first parties.
Yeah. Right.
Because mobile
Yeah, they're
titles
all
and other these
doing
were
it,
pretty
yeah.
popular at the time, and to compete with them, he wants to open up the platform. But he said the first parties they would say to him, yeah, well, we want to do it.
That's
Yeah.
very Very.
Like Phil Spencer from Xbox, he was mentioned by name, was like, yeah, sure, man, let's do it.
I think it's gonna have a sad ending here.
And we're open about it. We're gonna do it. And he said the Sony person point of contact changed, but he was like, yeah, we would like
Let's
to
do it. Let's do it.
discuss it.
Yeah.
Discuss it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
They're all sounding very kind of receptive of the idea,
exactly.
but it sounds like it's gonna.
But there's a lot of things that you have to overcome. Especially like a free-to-play game where you have a huge audience there.
Yep.
A lot of times we see them open up the gates to that crossplay. But for package, like a download version of a game.
So what I'm hearing is that crossplay has like the barriers and everything, but if you like the free-to-play games are naturally going to have a much higher user base than games like this that you have to pay and you have to buy here. So I think it costs money, right? It might be expensive for the first-party people to have that cross-play server right here, or allow it from the other games. So yeah, it's not like you mentioned earlier. It's not a technical issue so much. It's more like the first-party,
I think this one's more important. What he's talking about now is, each platform has their own ID, the PSN ID, the XLive ID.
There's another one too.
And to connect them, there's a lot of things you have to do. I can't believe he's going into this much detail, but he's talking about you have a central server where you've got to take, like, if I'm on PSN and you're on XLive, we have to go to some server outside, and they give us an ID that isn't matched. Well, it's not tied to either of those platforms, and you kind of tie the XLive ID to that ID and my PSN to that ID. And so, like, the server infrastructure and the security protocols and stuff like that.
Yeah, he keeps kind of saying like we can do it. Like I think the underlying message like we can do it, we can do it, we can do it. It's the first party, it's the consoles, the platform companies here. They have the difficulties that kind of prevent this.
Are any of y'all talking?
No, we're listening, dummy.
Okay, just checking. I was listening too.
Yeah, I'm Harada.
So he's talking about maybe the next gen.
Just didn't know if my internet cut out.
At least from the player's perspective, that everyone's going to think, well, obviously you can do it, right?
Yeah, like other games do it. Why can't we do it?
So he realized the expectation is going to be quite high.
Yeah, right. So this is not just, even though it's Harada talking about Tekken, this is not just a Tekken issue, right? A lot of games are like this. A lot of fighting games, a lot of the other companies have the same problems.
So he's saying he's going to try to approach the first parties a bit more on this topic.
Yeah, so earlier on when he gave that long speech where he basically was saying he already tried like the presentation, he went to everybody, everyone sounded like, yeah, let's do it, but nothing actually happened, and then
There's
it's
a lot
difficult.
of details to actually figure out when you
So he says he's going to keep going. Crossplay is still an important idea here for Harada, so he's going to keep going. Matsumoto-san from Capcom now.
Talking about his thoughts on it.
He says he also thinks it's
pretty,
very important.
Pretty important, yeah.
Ishtar's like that shit doesn't matter.
Saying
Fuck
obviously
that
from
shit.
the publisher's standpoint, it's not the best to have our audience split.
Yeah, they definitely want crossplay because that keeps all the users together. But what he mentioned is that there's
other devices?
technical, right? Technically, like a Switch versus a PlayStation 4, they have different technical aspects. So how are you going to have a game? What are you going to do to make the game playable across each platform there?
And it's about even the peripherals, like maybe on certain platforms you don't have as many arcade sticks, etc. So there's a lot of things to actually work out.
Yeah. That's a good point. Like, if you're going to do a crossplay game, do you design the game for one system and then just try and add it on? Or from the start, do you design a game that's going to be, equal and easy to play across all platforms there?
And even Pachi's talking about, because of the way you input on each device, they would have to take that into account. The way that the game might feel different among platforms, and if that's something that is probably not desirable in a fighting game, right?
Yeah. Pachi, like they're all saying like Daisuke and Pachi both said, yeah, this is something we definitely want to do. Everybody, of course, we want crossplay, but it's not that simple, right? It's not.
So you can tell
not
here
that simple.
that there's a lot of thought being put
Yeah.
into it. It's not that they just like whatever, we don't want to do it.
Yeah. There's still a lot of little hurdles here to get good crossplay.
So you're just saying like FPSs, you have many different input configurations, I guess you say, right? And maybe that's kind of one way to work around for some of these problems, to provide more of those for fighting games. But then, figuring out those fine details is something that takes a lot of time as well.
But yeah, right when it looks like he's going to get cut off with time. But Apache, again, he said this is definitely something we want to do. Just, again, there's still a lot of hurdles, so don't expect it anytime soon, guys. But the devs are thinking about cross-play stuff.
And yes, it is. Just talking about that leads in
Or
pretty quite well to
Nishitani.
the next one.
Yeah, because
It's like, you guys get multiple platforms?
About arcade controls. What is this going to be
What's
about?
an Xbox?
Yeah, I'm curious as well.
Arcade controls.
And
good or
answer
bad?
your question,
Ishiwatari is only
Harada.
a little
I think
bit
like
less
arcade
confused
sticks,
about
right?
Xbox. He
Yeah.
just didn't know there was a new one.
Fight sticks.
He's like, yeah, we released Guilty Gear 2
This
on
is
Xbox
Oda-san?
Overture. Was there another one of those?
And yeah, Ro, it's Harada.
He's
Okay.
talking about-
I guess this is very,
It's
yeah.
from how vocal he was,
This is
safe to
one of the
assume that they
kind
won't
of
discuss it
legacy
because of
things
Harada.
fighting games is this culture of fight sticks, right?
Yeah. So he's saying too that he, because
That said, his depth on crossplay was, appreciated.
Difficult,
Yeah.
Very high execution. Back in the day, it used to be like you have to use an arcade.
I-
So rest
stick.
assured that you can
But he's
play
talking
on a
about that's
bad
kind of like a
connection
legacy
with
law,
any
the
of your
culture
friends.
arcade sticks.
On any platform.
But I think
That's going to
what he's
be
trying to
what
convey
Phil
there
Spencer
is
says next year.
He sees it as something that he would like to kind of convey to later generations, right? To kind of preserve.
I like that
arcade culture,
Harada
right?
did have to frame it
of phasing
as
out a bit.
we need crossplay so we can compete with mobile games, not because fans demand it.
Oh man,
And he's talking about
if it gets the job done.
Thank you, mobile games, for posing a threat so we can get crossplay.
So they're
he's talking about
yeah.
we got to do driver updates and all that on our side to make sure they all work. But then even he's mentioning a decline in manufacturers
Yeah,
of sticks
manufacturers
even.
are going down as well.
Yes,
and he
they
said we're
are.
entering that area. So he's saying we're entering the era where, I mean, we've already been in an era, I think, but he wants to tell
What the
you something.
fuck, Harada?
Oh my
We're
god.
entering the era
Oh my god.
maybe
Nishitani.
arcade controllers are slowly getting phased out. Now Harada says, Nishitani, say something. All right, Nishitani, go ahead.
He's like, yeah, I got this.
That's insane. He had a picture ready.
He's got to print out for everyone, huh?
He's good.
Skullghost does not have crossplay.
Nishitani-san is just saying he
Yeah,
has to
make
have
him talk about arcade
controllers.
controllers so that when you cut them off for netcode.
Because he kind of grew up in the
That's, he's
arcades.
yeah.
Chat, I bought a new fight
But he's
stick. It's a
saying
Razer
that the newer
Panthera Evo.
generations,
I had to
they're
buy it
That's a-
starting off on controllers and
refurbished off
gamepads, right?
eBay, and it had a spider in it.
And fighting
That's
games
a
have
real damn
pretty,
shame because they're about to
complex commands,
announce that
but
fight sticks will
these
no
newer
longer work.
generations are able to do it quite well on a gamepad.
That's
Right,
worse
he said
than the
'cause
newest
he's
model.
OG. That's a very common mindset from back in the day. It was like you can only
Skullgirls
do these
does
complex
not have
inputs on the
crossplay.
arcade pad, but he is surprised, right? He's like the new
Yeah.
guys, they're doing it just fine on pad.
He's saying like all the guys here, close to 40 or over, so they all probably use arcade controllers. But the
I've
most
seen
of the
this
player
man
base is
named
shifting towards
Dr.
gamepads now.
Smuggles,
They seem to do quite
PhD.
well, so maybe it's
He's
No,
his
I like
Xbox
that.
pad.
I like that Harada did come into this prepared
He
for
feels that
Nishitani to
maybe
get
half
some
is on
space
Gamepad.
enough to just print a
He said when
picture
you
of
go
him to
to
hold
tournament,
up to
you
make
see-
sure he gets
you
his
see everyone
attention.
using arcades,
I
so
was
you
hoping
get
he
that
did
idea,
that
right?
while
He
they
said
were
he
all
feels
sitting
like
there,
half
and that was
people
a
are on
screenshot
pads,
from the
and
chat.
then Harada said more than half, right?
right. I haven't even noticed that.
Yeah.
back
He's
in,
sitting right in front of his Epson
when
printer.
we were having arcade
Yeah.
only tournaments, and
Yeah.
some people couldn't actually join, especially a lot of the foreign
Oh, yeah,
players,
yeah.
because they could only play on pad, right?
That happened a lot for the Japanese
Street Fighter
Invitational tournament,
5
right?
and
You
Power
qualify in the
Rangers
States,
are the
but they
only
got
two fighting
qualified
games I
going
can
on
think of
pad,
that
and
have
then it's like, well, now what do we
crossplay.
do?
I think we even provided like a USB ports on a special.
I'm trying really hard to
version
think of
an
another one.
arcade cabinet for one or two of them.
I think that's it because what they need is a universal
Now, he's just
account system.
Asking about
Yeah.
Arc, he feels that their player base is probably
that's
a
where
higher
the
percentage of arcade
especially
controllers, maybe.
server troubles come in
And then we got Daisuke-san here.
because Epic can afford it.
Rollback was never an issue about money.
Yeah,
He's
he's
saying
like,
he's part of that
It was
generation.
never-
he said, I'm not
it was
as old-
never a
I'm not
money
as old
thing.
as Nishitani, but he's from the arcade.
But we're not
scene
there
generation.
yet. You'll have to wait for next year's stream.
Yeah.
Is like especially repeat inputs of a button.
Yeah, because they're talking about, arcades have the double tap. That's very
Right.
famous, that you couldn't do in old games. Or that was kind of necessary in old games. But new
Right.
games, you don't really need it that much.
On top of the manufacturing issues upholding getting a new stick,
Now you're saying
I
that,
also
the new
have my
generations are-
artwork for my
especially in
stick
the
being
team, you know,
delayed.
you're saying maybe we should come up with new specs
For
to
same
make
reasons.
more use of
It's because
the
they
gamepad
haven't
and
put
stuff
the
like that.
spiders in it yet.
And then he's talking about, I think that kind of like the rapid
Yeah,
button presses and
that
things like
execution, yeah.
it makes you feel more immersed
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
game
you
physically.
get more energetic, right? You
Yeah,
feel
playing
like you're really
E-Honda
going
is
in
the most
here.
Right.
immersive part of Street Fighter.
That's a good point.
It's doing underhand slap.
I only ever want to mash buttons during the super.
Pachi
I hate
says
the
he
underhand
often
slapping
conflicts
or
with,
input.
Daisuke-san on that one.
It makes playing Dante and Marvel 3 like impossible for me because I can't.
He likes
He like-
actually complex
Yeah,
inputs.
he likes the difficult inputs.
Man, you made a whole game just so
that's,
people wouldn't have to do
mirrored of
complex
the arcade
inputs.
controllers.
What?
In Sakurai Blinking of Fighters.
But he wants to have a battle system that doesn't, skew towards either
Yeah. You
pad
don't need
or
a pad.
arcade
You don't need a
stick.
stick.
So far, I'm
Just- they wanna
hopeful.
make a game that you
Getting
don't
to
think
hear about
Mhm.
about the crossplay stuff. That at least they are aware and trying.
I like the open communication because that was something we
shifting
didn't really get
towards,
too much
the
with
esports era.
Japanese fighting game developers
So
before
your
now.
pad,
So
your
this is
controller
awesome.
similar to, like,
So
your-
this
your
and the
tools
Guilty Gear
or
like
your
dev
athlete, right? Like a pad
diaries,
or your racket or whatever.
more stuff like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll reach
I think
KI's
that's
live
kind of
patch
interesting
notes.
about the possibilities that
That's the
might
goal.
come of that.
Did those on stage? That's amazing.
And he's talking like maybe even you should have different formats.
I
like
disagree with that.
one,
God damn
one
it.
allows like
What is
anything
that?
with your tool, but
Yeah.
we
Where-
know. All
I
about
love
this,
how
right, the
troll Harada is.
sentiment.
He was talking about, maybe it'd be cool to have different rules.
Even
like
in the
you can
Zoom
even
call,
have,
he's
like,
trolling.
One is more
modded
limited,
arcade sticks,
right?
yeah, like you have modded arcade sticks. If you press this one button, like it'll do like a
should
very
be his
complex
background.
command.
He
Like
thought,
have a tournament
like
just
Mochi
that
thought this
allows
was going to
that,
be
have a
just
different
one
tournament
bit,
doesn't.
and now he's extremely frustrated and he's going to leave.
Oh, he brought up
Yeah,
Mori-san
Mori.
here.
They're like,
he said he only plays on pad, right?
He's like, I don't have an image.
The real question is who's gonna get fired on camera first because of Harada.
He said
Harada's
he
like
dropped his-
holding
he's
that
seen
like
Mori-san drop
for a
the
really
arcade
long
stick from
time.
his
Ishu
lap.
Itsari looks like a
Yeah.
screenshot.
Maybe he's not a pro.
He does look like a
Komori-san's not
screenshot.
here.
I'm glad he was.
He's the only
able
one
to
that had a
participate
legitimate
somewhere.
setup.
Mori-san's a super cool dude.
I'm sure that's a Zoom background, but it looks legitimate.
Now they have that set up.
They did?
For
Okay.
Arc
Then yeah,
System
they
Works
really,
stuff.
they really did go all out.
Harada's a troll, man. Zooming in here.
I love Blaze Blue.
He just-
That's true.
He's trying to have a serious discussion, and Harada's like trolling him heavy.
He's getting away. He's eating up his 8 minutes.
The screen, right? Doesn't
Yeah,
make eye contact
seriously.
with his
Come on,
boss.
Harada.
Harada's so based. He's such a based troll. I love based Harada-san. Ha, don't ask me for shit. Ha ha ha. 3
How many
frames.
photos do you have ready to go, Harada?
He said he doesn't have everyone. But in case the SNK connection fails, he's got this.
I
as
knew it.
backup.
Yesterday during rehearsal, there was a joke where they were using Wi-Fi. Like some of the guys were using Wi-Fi, so Harada
That's
yelled at
alright,
everybody.
I love that.
Should be- should
Yeah,
be
between
yourself.
questions though. Come on, Harada.
What's wrong with you guys?
Yeah, so about rollback, Harada just starts
SNK, in case their
pulling up
Wi-Fi goes down
pictures
again,
of
we have
everyone.
this.
Pulls up a picture of himself.
Alright,
So I
the
got
next
a
one?
question. Is this everybody wants?
Oh,
Okay.
feature user experience of fighting games.
I experienced netcode.
What does this mean though? It's a hard question. Let's see.
It's pretty open-ended,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Just bring back normal menus.
This is again.
I don't want to walk
Daisuke-san.
around a 3D world with an
there he is.
avatar, please.
I was looking. I was like, who's talking?
Turning the volume up for this one.
Yeah, what
Let's talk
happened?
about other game
Colin?
genres. Maybe the rules don't change that much, but fighting games change their game systems quite often. Users expect this to occur, every 3 years, maybe every 5 at the most. So what are some new possibilities? Maybe like how does AI maybe affect it? Maybe there's some kind of interesting possibilities there.
He said also, like, up until now, we just kept doing the same thing over and over and over again for fighting game. So he thinks rather than Ishitari coming up with ideas for the future by himself, it's like, this is the value of this kind of group discussion.
Right?
So let's have everybody. What do you think we can do in the future?
But it's kind of like poker, right?
Yeah.
It's like, do you really want to give away?
What do you want to tell me? Tell me your idea. Ono-san. Ono-san.
Oh, Ono showed up.
Where's the Blanca though? Oh, he is the Blanca.
Ooh.
God damn it, Harada.
F's in your chat.
Is Moche-san gonna give us his opinion?
Rip.
He believes matching, of course, right? A better experience there. But he's not from a development background. Saying that's kind of important
Matching
element
is what
that
the
you have
online.
to
He's talking about the
get
online
right.
matchmaking.
Yeah. And if that experience isn't tight, then you'll lose your player base over time. So he believes everyone is trying their best to try to improve that aspect, especially. Currently, you know, we have rank is one way that we divide the players based on their skill, whether that's a certain rank or whether it's a point attribute. But you know, which one is best? That's kind of something open for discussion, right?
So yeah, do you want to cut? You want to cut people up by ranks or by experience, like point system? So the point system, you can just kind of grind, right? You don't have to be that good. You can just kind of grind and go up here. They keep mentioning AI though. Is this what they're talking about? CPU? Could this be something?
Well, I think the concept is something we come up with as well. That
how to decide.
A perfect AI character is going to be the most fun experience probably. If you don't know it's AI, because it would be perfectly at your level where you know you feel like you're growing and having a good time. So I think Harada's kind of touched on that. I think he's talking on the point and the rank. No, he is talking about AI. He said he's talked to IBM people before about this AI and maybe improvement on player experience as a result.
The answer to the rollback question is that we're moving online, so play by yourself.
Here's a funny picture.
So taking all the different data, feeding the AI program, and
Look, it's a printout of the word rollback. Isn't that funny?
Watch me rip
The
it.
IBM guy said, you know, if you have enough data points, maybe that opens up the possibilities even more for something. But the need for real-time data
and everything,
and to compute it is kind of, you know, online is one of the big hurdles in doing that, because you have to get the data from both sides. The CPU or whatever you're using has to compute all that and then output it in real time, right? And that's something it's kind of hard to see how to actually implement it at this point, currently.
Yeah, he mentioned the person he talked to said there's not a lot of companies out that are working on this right now. So right now it's difficult, but he's like, in the future this could be something that comes out.
Who we got now?
Shimburi now.
Shimburi-san, right? Oh, and they said no, maybe Mochi-san was talking more about how to more effectively match people using AI.
Yeah.
That's kind of an interesting idea, yeah. And it's just, you know, kind of what I touched on, that if you had an AI opponent that maybe you don't know it's AI, for someone who just started out,
if you're
and they just barely let you in, and you kind of feel good about your experience.
I mean, other games too, you know, you fight bots and stuff, and
Yeah, I've seen that.
yeah, you fight a bot.
If someone
when you're
drops
low
out,
level,
like
yeah, a bot
partway
will
or
come
something
in,
like
yeah.
that, or
I mean,
not enough players.
every
AI
games have
is
it,
pretty
MOBAs
good.
have it. Fighting games don't have that
Really
yet.
should have got a Western
But
dev or two out
developing
here.
that would be hard. Because right now, still, you know, in fighting game, CPU is still doesn't really feel too.
Just give me a
It's
Street
not
Fighter
a
5
person
AI that can
replacement for a
tell when
person,
I
yeah.
do a headbutt and jump. They all fall for headbutt.
So now he's saying that it has to feel really human.
Yeah, that's
for
what
the
I
routines
just
in
mentioned,
AI,
right? When you
right?
fight a computer now, it feels like they're just doing random things, right? They're just doing random moves and stuff.
2008 he said, I think?
Yeah, it's like 2008. He made an online game in China, and
Oh, but the player base soon realized it was
That was
AI
AI,
and not
yeah,
an
yeah.
opponent.
I mean that was a long time ago.
Oh,
right?
Mario Kart
Yeah.
Online
Oh yeah,
on
exactly.
a
But
mobile.
the feedback
I
from
played
the
that
players
one.
wasn't that great on that.
They just weren't clear about
Because
it at
people really
first.
want to defeat
Yeah.
real
Yeah,
human,
you want
right?
to feel
Not an
like you
AI.
beat a person, right? You feel like you want it. So, are these guys? They're coming out and saying that they're gonna lie to the player base. Is this what they're coming out and saying? That in the future you're not gonna know if you're fighting? It sounds like
Could be,
like
but
some
I guess it
cyberpunk
depends
future.
on how you enjoy the game, right? If it has to be a human opponent, or if you just want a really exciting match, I guess it depends on your player expectation, right? In my personal opinion.
But
Not what they're saying at the moment.
what they are saying overall, though, is a really important point. Is if you go back to, it's not just about AI and stuff, but it's about always
I'm
having
gonna
an
change my
opponent
answer
to
from
fight,
hopeful
right?
for
That's
fighting
the
games
issue,
to
is that
very
right now, if
fearful
you play,
for
you might
fighting
go
games.
on,
After
there's
the
no reason
AI
for you to fight,
comments.
because
After
everyone's
the-
either
yeah.
they've moved on or they're too high level for you. So that's what this is coming out.
This is the big user experience thing you want to talk about.
I think
Yeah,
we'll
what
just
the
go back to
hell,
the
man?
matching again, right?
Yeah.
Saying it's quite
It's kind of the
different
worst
depending on
answer to
what
this
platform you're on.
question.
And then he's touching on AI now. They're saying that debugging.
He's like, if
You
they
don't
can
need to fix the
keep
CPU,
making
you need to fix the
kind of
internet.
advancements and progressions around like the fighting game.
Well, Soul
debugging
Calibur
area,
has an
then he's like,
excuse.
maybe having a good AI computer in the future could definitely.
They don't
be
have
something.
the best single player, but they most certainly have the most content packed into it.
Yeah, out of any of these guys,
Yeah.
It's kind of hard
maybe
to,
most
to
worthwhile content.
get the
Grand
point
Blue
of what
has a
he's saying,
lot in
but
it.
I think he's saying
So does Guilty Gear. You just
maybe-
can't play it.
I don't know if it's debugging to like take out bugs, but more. I think he's trying to say tuning, perhaps.
Yeah, like tuning the AI and just trying to make it so it feels that even if it's the strongest character and you beat him really easy, it's like that doesn't feel good. Like it's about keeping that level that's close. That like it's supposed to be a competitive match.
Harada's saying we have some people on our team that you might think they're AI the way they play.
They always do the same combo, the same punish, the same everything. It's
Yeah,
like,
dude. There's this dude STZ I play often, and I feel that way
I
sometimes.
mean, Tekken is like that, right? That game is there's a lot of like
Flowchart.
If you play perfectly, it's like every time you block this, you're gonna do that.
We're
punish,
improving
right? It's a very
flowcharts.
calculated game.
Flowchart Ken will
Yeah,
now
you have
be
some
the
players who
staple.
try to
for-
optimize it heavily, but some
When
people
you
just
play
throw away,
against
like,
Ken in
14
arcade
frame,
mode, you
want
want
to
to feel like they're
only
from
at 10
Brazil.
and 12 and 15 or whatever.
I do. That's the
Yasuo
authenticity
now? I wonder what
of
he's
their
gonna
AI.
say.
This is question 4, right?
He's like they
3 or 4.
I'm like,
Okay. What he's saying
because his
is
characters,
kinda something I
crossplay,
felt in
fight
real
sticks,
martial arts. He's
this.
saying like, if the higher up you get, you just don't
Yeah,
do
roster,
attacks
character,
yourself.
roster,
right? You wait
crossplay,
for your
yeah,
opponent and then you
sticks,
punish them or
this.
whatever.
It's 4.
Which is kind of like real martial arts. You leave yourself
Yeah.
open if you do an attack. So
because the
I'm
computer's just gonna be
fucking
able. If you
terrified
attack,
right
the computer's
now.
gonna be able to punish you every time. So he's like, at the high level, you end up just standing there and just waiting for them to jump an anti or something like
What,
that.
If you
because they
play fighting
can't keep
games,
to
I
a
think everyone's
schedule?
experienced this at one point where you have that opponent who doesn't come
It's
at
11
you, right?
people.
They
But
turtle.
that's
Because
the human
they're not
aspect,
gonna
right? Is
talk
like you
about
have to
net
put in that
code.
surprise or
No, they're
something. You have to
not.
do that
We
random
established
jump
this at
or
the
something.
beginning.
But if you fight against an AI that doesn't get surprised,
But like, I didn't believe it.
It's not gonna work like that.
Oh, whoops. Someone
But they
set their
were good.
expectations too high.
Who's your favorite character?
Flowchart Ken.
But the fact that like user experience is like,
So talking about how making, if they design an AI that every time you get close, they're gonna
Easier
grab
to
you and they're gonna
find
block every
lobby.
attack. Like they can just beat anybody, right?
Right.
They can make a like if you look at like the old broken
Yeah.
boss characters that are like perfect.
I think Harada was kind of picking on.
They don't
Osan
play it
about
for
the
long, but
SNK
people do
boss
play
AI,
fighting
right?
games for the
He's
single
mentioned
player.
something about
Yeah.
the genocide cutter,
Yeah.
right?
but they aren't
Which
even
is,
talking about
Rugal,
like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
single
right there.
player.
cutter right there. But SNK is known for that, right? The famous old
boss.
bosses.
I
are,
don't
like,
think anyone who buys
perfect,
fighting
Brutal,
games to
right?
play
One of
arcade
their
mode
inputs, right,
has a
they
problem with the
just murder you.
CPU.
So all of a sudden saying,
If
yeah,
it's too
if we
hard,
wanna
they turn the
program that, we
difficulty
can.
down. If it's too easy,
But
they
that's
turn it
not
up.
what they want. They want to
And
make
they never
something that
notice.
feels human.
Yeah.
I like what Okubo's saying here. So he says even without AI, though, there's still a lot of improvements we can make to the online matchmaking system, right?
No, he's talking about matchmaking.
Aw.
So Okuba's, or sorry, Oda-san's being more realistic. He's saying, you know, there is a lot of optimal stuff you could do, but from business, when they're doing it, you have to kind of keep in cost to actually implement these things, and it's kind of a balance that you do have to take into effect if you're in their position, right?
Let Nishitani talk now.
And then Harada's like, yeah, we should just like team up and
Let's
you know,
go.
kind of
He's
try to
asking
share
Capcom.
on some of this stuff,
He's like,
right?
Capcom, why don't you give me some stuff?
So he's saying we could even like share some of our data on what we've learned about different ranks and player base and stuff.
I've known,
They weren't
like,
doing that already?
I've done work with Arika, and I remember just talking to those
Oh my
guys. Like,
God.
Harada is really.
Maybe you should share with
Harada
Killer
goes
Instinct,
out.
huh?
They said Morning Sun as well. They're very, very kind of
Yeah, fighting
proactive
game
for
publisher
developers, like,
Discord.
talking with other companies, sharing and stuff. It's like he's not a very like secretive or protective guy. He's all about raising everybody up.
He's one of the only ones that can do it for many reasons,
my God.
and he's exception, not in the rule.
Oh, that's
So,
true
next
too.
question
Yeah.
here. So this is a very hot topic, at least in the West right now.
Harada is so high up in the scale that
Fighting
he's
games
able to
getting
do that.
simplified and how to stop that or
Though
make it
Okubo could
so
probably
it's
get away with it
acceptable.
too.
Who we
How
got
much
now?
information do you have to
Shibuya-san?
share when it's available, open source, online, for
Well, they're
free?
they're not talking about netcode. They're talking about
Obviously, we
matchmaking.
all have to,
Shit.
gain the
They're-
new
they're
players.
the
Now they're
same.
talking. Now they're
Each
talking
installment,
about
that's one
how
of the
fighting
things
games
that
are getting
the company expects
simplified
us
and how it's
producers,
pissing
right?
off fighting game players.
So it's
I'm assuming
like
that's
when you make a
related to
new
Guilty
game,
Gear
if you
Strive,
like whatever,
all that stuff.
Dead or Alive 4, and then you're gonna put out 5. It's like you need to get new people with 5, but then the people you have in 4, you need to keep them happy as
Exactly.
well. So that's why there's always this kind of.
And he's saying like,
Yeah.
how do you guys tackle
Yeah.
that? And
Yeah.
everyone's like quiet now. It's like
How do
that's
you
one of
do
the
it?
hardest parts
How
of our
do you
job,
do it?
right?
Yeah. Right? You can't just keep making the game for the same group of players, right? You need to. That's where the simplification comes
Yeah.
from. So let's see.
He
Nobody
just
wants to give an answer.
Well, he just threw it to Ishiwatari-san, and Harada's like, you gave it to the most complex fighting game system, right? And Goba-san's just
Yeah.
saying he would
I
like
wanna-
to know as well.
Yeah, I want to hear because he was talking about how Daisuke uses the arcade stick and his games are difficult. But Strive is coming out, right? Strive is a huge change.
So Ishiwatari's just saying, Ishiwatari-san's just saying, there's a difference between simple and easy, and they're not necessarily the same.
Yeah.
He's saying that obviously we want to make it easy to understand is the main objective, right? So whether that means though cutting out game
Yeah.
systems and things might not necessarily be one and the same, right?
They're gonna find out, right? Right. So he says they're still trying to figure out. So that's what the new game Strive is gonna be. They're changing things. So he's gonna find out if maybe cutting buttons out, cutting execution out, will this make it easier to understand the game, or is it some other things that are important here?
I could have avoided that if like everyone here was able to talk openly
So he's just saying
outside
that
of this.
you need a system that allows for player growth according to how much you practice, etc. But then it has to be kind of easy to understand
Yeah.
for new players that come in. So it doesn't mean it's easy, right? It means that it's easy to understand what
Yeah.
you need to do, right?
And not just gameplay too. It's just like the looking and being able to understand, like just all the menus and UI and everything.
But then if you can see, if new players can see what the game system's about and it's easy to understand, but at the same time it looks something like
Yeah.
something that's awesome that
Yeah.
you want to do yourself, then it doesn't really matter if it means
Please
cutting
tell us
systems
about
down or not. You don't
DOA
need to do that.
Maybe you don't need it.
microtransactions.
If
Saying
it's
that's
fun,
not
if it's good,
the goal,
yeah.
that's just one
Yeah.
method
Well, it's
to
really
try to
simple.
achieve
You
that,
go to the
right?
PlayStation Store.
Cool.
They're talking about, even as this Koei Tecmo, they're asking about Grand Blue, I think.
Just trying to say that Shinsei means like visibility and to be able to understand what's going on at a glance, right? So trying to attain that, but at the
Yeah.
same time have some kind of depth
He was
via the
asking
game
Pachi,
systems, right?
So Pachi can talk about Grand Blue now, because Grand Blue has like the cooldown system. It's simple, it's easy to understand, but
Adds depth to it apparently.
Gramble is a great example of the simplified stuff.
He's saying he doesn't want to decrease, the inputs that make fighting games cool.
yeah. So Grand Blue, you can do both. You can do the command input, or you can do the easy input.
So he's just saying if you could try to take both of those and
Yeah, rather
maybe
than
somehow combine them into a cohesive system, right?
何ターンしばらくそのクールダウンがかかるっていうか、まあそれをまず再現するのにもいい塩梅だなとは思うし、ただ
I'll let you handle this one because
Yeah,
you're more
I mean,
Grand Blue dude.
難しい問題って
again, it's talking about simplification here. So he said, like you said, what happened if we get both? Rather than simplifying, let's just keep both options in there. So
Try to find a balance between
Yeah.
the two.
言われることもまあまあ多々あるんですね。っていうのがまああって、3D は結構その辺は緩和されてるところも多いとは思うんですけど、3D は結構その色が強い部分があったんで。
So I think he was talking about the
It's in
little
2D,
mistake
3D,
here.
right?
Yeah, 2D, 3D, but talking the problem in fighting games about inputting your command and then not getting it out. I think in 3D games it's a little bit different, but in like a 2D game, like if you input a dragon punch and you don't get it, you just get a little jab kind of thing. So he was thinking that, you know, that's part of the difficulty of a 2D fighting game is being able to put out those key moves in the key situations. So what was the point? What was the point of having a simple input in there? So he's saying, you know, we're gonna have the cooldown system so you can put it out whenever you want, but you have to choose the proper time.
Right.
Right. Even though it's one button, the cooldown is heavier.
Has to be
so
more intentional,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
the cooldown is heavier there.
Okay.
So that's that is the difference. If you don't know, in Grand Blue is like if you do the command input, your cooldown is a little bit shorter here, but the easier one is a bit longer.
だからといってそれは簡単ではないよっていうところではあるんですが、まあその辺のことを考えて作ってましたね。はい。
So now we're just talk about
So
the entrance.
yeah, the getting into the game, right? So if you pick up a 2D fighting game, is that first gap of doing all the inputs and everything. So Harada's saying
It's a
by
big
having
step
the
there, right?
yeah, by putting in a simple inputs in Grand Blue, there's
Kinda
you can
lowers
just
the
get in,
barrier.
right? You can get in, and then the ceiling might be high, but the entrance is really wide open. So yeah, there's already so many people that have been playing fighting games for so long that, you know, there's so many godlike, really strong players that how can a brand new player just jump in right away?
I think he's saying that, right, that it's not just the input, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things that
Skill levels
you
and
can't
stuff.
overcome
Yeah.
against a more experienced player.
But again,
it's
this
quite
is
different,
yeah.
difficult.
This is not like an easy answer, right? There's no clear how do we simplify the game? Will it get more people in there, or like how can we actually? I guess this is
Yeah, I think
this
he's
is
saying
some
before.
big
how do
Okubo
you
energy
get
right now.
new player groups with experienced
Yeah.
groups to be able to play on the same field, right?
Yeah, where's my Okubo picture?
Was difficult because you know part of the draw to practicing the games is to have that thing that you can keep with you that you know you're good at fighting games. I'm trying to think in English. It's not coming out like it does in Japanese.
Yeah. Harada says like if something is simple, it doesn't mean that it's going to be good for. Just because it's simple doesn't mean that new players are going to be able to play and do something like that. He
Right,
gave
because
an
you could do the commands,
yeah.
but you won't know
How to
the
play.
best timing against someone who's better than you, right?
He gave an example of like fighting or FPS games that even if you're a brand new player, all you do is you just got to
Point and
shoot
shoot,
somebody,
yeah.
right? So you know what to do. Even if someone's better than you, you can still get if you get like a sneak
Lucky.
attack on them, you can always shoot them. But in a fighting game, is not like that.
But if we did that on fighting games, it could be simple. You could have like a 1 or 2 hit kill, right? But is that a good idea? But the idea is to try to
SNK?
Move them down.
design a
Like,
gradual,
One-hit kill?
it's
you know,
fun at all
staircase,
levels, yeah, right? You start here and then you keep going and keep going and keep going.
so that you get like really involved in the game, invested, I guess you'd say. So Yes is cutting them off to go to the next topic because
This
we're.
question is like a 3-hour discussion, right?
Oh, this stuff isn't something
Yeah.
you can do in like
In
5 to
8
10 minutes,
minutes, yeah.
right?
想定外の思考だったんですけども、皆さんありがとうございました。ありがとうございました。
So what was that? Only 4?
It's
So
5.
I
We had
don't
3,
think
maybe.
was it 3? I think it was 4, but that's it for the discussion corner, guys.
Oh, we ran out of time?
Yeah, I told you.
Dang.
We ran out of time.
There,
Wonder what the
there
ones we
goes the
missed were.
Q&A.
I don't know, but hopefully they'll do it again. Hopefully the talk
I know
more,
what
too,
they
right?
were,
It's like
Michael.
8 minutes, 8 minutes, 8 minutes.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I
short.
I
don't.
know the one they didn't answer.
We're going to take a quick 5-minute break, I believe these guys are. I think Pachi-san and Daisuke,
Are gonna
they
swap
said
out,
are
right?
going to swap out. They're going to bring in someone else, Ozawa-san, I think.
Yeah,
But-
Elzazan, I believe, right?
Now, I know there's a lot of people watching that are only here for the announcements.
Announcements.
Well, it's going to start
Soon.
from now, yeah.
Soon.
So hang in there.
So I think they're.
Okay.
So he's got Punch is talking about his Grand Blue Fantasy
Yeah.
stream they're gonna have
Next Saturday.
next Saturday, is it?
The
And they
Grand
might
Blue
have something to
Fantasy.
talk about.
So if you're here for Grand Blue News, I don't think
Wait
it's
till
coming
next week,
today.
right?
I think it's going to be next week. So he's not giving any answers. He's just
That's
saying
what
next
I
week.
figured.
yeah.
Just tune in next week.
I know some people might think that
They're
way.
held to side games
we'll
and
see.
whenever they want to
Maybe
announce
that's
things.
something to talk about next week.
What is that?
Who
The
knows?
8th. So next week, August 8th.
Is it 8th? Did you
Yeah.
say? Okay.
August 8th. So next Saturday, 1 week from today.
Is Nishitani-san also taken off as well?
No, I think he's
I didn't
in.
catch it.
Yeah, can we get like a
So
Montage
Daisuke's leaving
of
as well, but
Nishitani.
he's saying, make sure you stick around to the end. Make
Yep.
sure you watch to the end.
it's so sad.
And
It's just
I'm
I
telling you,
know.
make sure you watch to the end and watch on Twitter.
If,
That's
if
okay,
Harada
too.
didn't print
Watch on
out that
Twitter,
image
guys.
of
We'll
his
take a
face,
quick
he
5-minute
never would have
break. We'll be-
spoken.
Yeah, cut him off.
Yep. Oh boy.
Wow, PS4 tournaments.
I mean,
Poggers.
if this is the first of many,
Oh, they've been doing PS4 tournaments.
no. Discussions. If this is the first of many discussions,
Oh, good luck.
then all right.
But as a first
I-
one, it was rough.
But
It's
if
gonna-
it's not
it's gonna
the
be
first of many, no, different. Cross tag battle.
It's the same trailer, but different B-roll for a different game.
Yeah, music.
But yeah, you're saying the discussion we just watched.
was super not comforting. Was very like, oh no.
It was too restrictive.
And
The fact
whole,
that it is restrictive is more telling than anything.
Well, like,
Yeah.
they literally said Harada's the only one there who has the call to talk about a lot of things.
right.
Because nobody else at their own companies are as high. So he had to, like, be the one to even, like, what's the word? Lead the conversation.
Yeah.
It sounded like, though, if they could have more discussion, they'd probably get somewhere together. All right, that was it. That was all the announcements, guys. Tournaments. Hope you have a PS4.
Wow, man. Under Night top 8 was crazy, wasn't it?
That was ridiculous.
I
I can't believe they announced Mean Dan.
My favorite part
evil
was
E
Max
Honda.
having the highest expectations.
While also subsequently saying lower your expectations at the beginning.
I thought maybe they would say we're looking into it. But then all that stuff about the AI, like
That scared me. That stuff scared me.
I
I didn't like that he was like, yeah, I once made this one
the
game
fact
for
that it
China.
was the question was user experience and AI was the only thing they talked about.
Yeah.
Like that's where the focus is.
To make you think
It's
that you're
not
playing
in-
someone online versus
Yeah.
trying to figure out the
You
online
brought up
issue.
matchmaking, but you didn't bring up like better search options.
Yeah.
Better lobbies.
Tournaments are gonna now be.
That's what Okubo
score
was trying to get
counts.
at.
Again,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okubo was the smartest guy there, and he didn't even have to say much. He was just like, yep, I'm going to speak my piece and then be quiet for the rest of this presentation.
Like because now I would again if there was just a tiny a little snippet that
Sliver.
like we're looking into it because now it's like no matter what they show, the dread of is this game even going to work?
Yeah.
Looms over it.
Yeah.
I think the best thing they talked about was like the crossplay and just showing that like it's not a technical limitation. It's like a, service wide. Maybe it'll be easier on next gen. That's good, but like
I think that's the most positive thing we can walk away from this with. Like
it's like, oh, I can't wait to take this new Guilty Gear character into training mode.
Yeah.
Like
never
in 2
else.
hours with friends.
2 hours, yeah. Maybe if locals ever exist again.
Yeah, you'd think with coronavirus happening, it would be the thing to push them to do online.
Yeah.
Realize how online is important to keep your community together.
It's hard being unable to recommend my favorite genre of video games because they don't work.
Yeah.
They don't function, and they don't want them to function.
You're back in time for the announcements.
Make
Yeah,
your own
30
fighting
seconds.
game, Max.
No.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Them fighting herds. Max, where's Street Masters?
We could do Street Masters tournaments.
Hi,
Parsec.
Tunnel Duck.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Third smack.
Like, fuck, man. I'm the kind of person who can enjoy fighting games just in training mode.
So welcome back, guys.
At least
thank
there's
you
that for
the
me.
break.
It's
So
just
this
I
is gonna
won't
the
be
second part
recommending.
of
No!
The round table
Exited.
discussions are, we had a nice
Exited.
little 50 minutes of discussion now.
Where's
the second
Nishitani? He's
is
on
going to
Power
be
Rock
about some
stage.
announcements,
Yeah.
news, upcoming events like this. I know.
Is that a teaser?
Looking on Twitter. this is what a
Nagayama's
lot of
standing
people
in front
are
of the,
here for, right?
The part you guys are waiting for,
Yes.
Oh, what's that super
So here
from?
we see Ozawa.
not
Ozawa
Alpha.
here is taking place of Arc System.
Yeah, Zalsan up there.
Hey, Max.
Second from the
Nishitani
left.
finally figured out the Zoom backgrounds.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. He's got a
That's what he
little
said.
doll.
That's where
Is that
Ishiwatari
Boruto?
went.
It looks
Mori
like
doll?
he's got the
Ishi-
glasses and the leather
Snap.
jacket.
That's
He's a
cool,
plushie now.
man.
Yo, I'll buy a Mori
Don't
doll.
turn me into a marketable plush.
So they're making a little joke. They're not calling them announcements. They're calling them souvenirs, right? Did you bring a souvenir to the
Souvenirs.
show?
Presents,
Yeah,
right.
did you bring anything for people? So they're gonna go one by one, and
Oh, wow.
each developer is gonna say if they have
The
one
fighting game
or
goody
not.
bag.
All right, so just so you
They're
guys
fighting.
maybe who are just tuning in now, we got Wada-san, producer on Sam's show, also KOF, I believe. The director, Kuroki-san. Uzawa-san just joining from Arc System Works. The legend himself, Nishitani-san from Arika. Mochie from Koei Tecmo Games, along with Shibori-san. You know, you guys are probably pretty familiar with him. Nakayama-san and Matsumoto-san are two that we don't really see from that much from Capcom, but they're the producer and the director on the Street Fighter series. From our side, we got Yesterday Esports,
You'd think
who
you'd
does all the
see them
esports
more,
stuff in Japan
but-
here. And obviously Harada and Okubo, the two, I don't know what you call it. He's the chief producer on the whole Tekken franchise. You know, I'm the day-to-day producer. Okubo is producer on Soul Calibur 6.
No one knows
so
what
that's big.
Harada's job is.
Who can go
Nobody.
first? So they were fighting over who gets to give the first announcement, and it looks like Koei Tecmo won.
He's just
Well,
the only
yeah,
one
it's
with the
like
printer.
when you're
At this
doing
point.
presentation in school, and you don't
wanna
want to
get it
be
done.
first
Yeah.
or last,
Yeah,
right? You
yeah,
gotta be in that good spot, you know.
Get in there.
So now Shimbori-san's gonna go first, I believe.
Yeah, Shimbori's speaking. now,
Nishitani's
right?
like, man, Koei Tecmo, that shit sucked.
Okay. But yeah, first of all, they,
All right,
they
here we
thanked
go.
everybody, right? Thank you, everybody, right now.
Cut him off again.
Saying that
Wow.
the player base is expanding.
Yeah, it's still growing, even during this year.
They're all announcing that PS4 tournaments will be happening for their games.
Oh
Saying that
no.
it's doing quite well.
They play the same trailers we just
Hey, I'm
watched.
surprised.
We have more players.
Like, why is he?
Hooray!
He's saying good news. It's like, why? I was like, why are you talking like that? Come on, man.
Oh, you want? You
Hasn't
did
brought
want to?
anything
Yeah.
huge today, but
Mhm.
but they already have like a kind of free-to-play version with DOA 6, right?
Yeah,
I think
this is-
people already know this, but so this is saying 3 million downloads, right?
That's a good tweet. Floppy just linked.
10,000, 100, 3
Yeah, 3
million.
million, 3 million.
Dude, I've been here
What was
10
the
years, I
tweet?
still can't do the numbers.
I've
3
in the
million.
chat.
been doing
Here,
so
I'll-
many budgets and
I'll
stuff.
link it
That's why I
here.
use the Japanese
Yeah.
numbers.
So yeah, if you guys are interested in Dead or Alive, like they mentioned, the cute girls, a lot of cute girls, you can give it a try for free right here.
So
That's
I
a
don't know what
great
the
tweet.
terminology here. The Core Fighters version is on Xbox One and Steam, but then free to play is on PlayStation 4. It looks like.
Probably just naming thing, but I think it's the same exact thing. So he said, even though it's free to play, you can, you get a full training mode and everything. You can practice.
Yep, the OA 6
So you
is
get
free
the
to
base
play.
game for free, and then you kind of
that's
buy
not
the
new.
characters that you
Yep.
want to play,
You
right?
can
It's
buy
not news.
skins too. He's like, you get like 4. You
It
can
happened
play
like
with
a
4
month or
characters at
two
the
after
start.
release.
But he's like, you can
Yep.
give it a try, and then you can just support
we
us.
all got
if you
tricked.
don't want to buy the full game, but you want to support it, just some skins and things like that.
Is that good enough, Harada-san? Can we sit down now?
So you're saying that one of the merits, you can just download
Yeah.
the game for free and purchase only the characters you're interested in, right?
The pro
It's like
players
when you
always talk
stand up
about,
and you have
like,
a
oh, need to
3-slide
every character
PowerPoint
training
presentation,
mode,
so
but if
you
don't
really
wanna
just
play
fill it
training
out
mode,
with
if you wanna
fluff.
go online with the character you like, just buy them.
Yeah.
I'm so slow. I'm
this
just
is a-
realizing
Players
that
have their own
DOA 6
goals
being
that
free
they
to
wanna
play
achieve,
is the
so-
announcement.
No, it's not.
It's
So you're
not.
saying
Oh,
that they have a
okay.
You were
wide
really
variety of
slow.
different, players.
The
Nope,
building.
the game has
But they
been
wanna
free.
expand the base even more, so check
Okay, I
it
saw
out.
it on the front page.
The
of
announcement
Steam.
is that Dead or Alive
Just
6
thank him,
exists
please,
still.
please come out.
Got it.
He seems very not
How old
confident.
of the
in all
game
that.
is Dead or Alive 6 now?
A year.
And just
a
thinking,
year, yeah.
SNK.
Yeah, thank you. SNK has the collab characters and stuff. So here's our next slide.
So this is a summer sale going
Yeah.
on, I believe,
fifth,
from the
bathrooms
5th
are
through the 18th. I believe there's Japanese times as well, right?
Good news, guys. You can give us money.
Pretty big, right? 65
Could you just
off.
announce like a character
Season
pass
pass
so I
1,
could just
2,
get
they
the
have 4 season
characters?
passes.
There's 4 of them.
30% off, 20, 10, 10, 65, 65. So yeah, if you are, if you're already
I
a Dead or Alive
understand
fan,
yen to
you
US
wanted to
dollar
get it on a different
conversions
platform or
now.
something like now is the time right now. If you're not sure, get the free
So,
version first.
I think he's mentioned that Season Pass 1 is the one that includes Shirano Imai and the
Yeah.
SNK characters,
See it
right?
right here. It looks like Season
And
Pass 2
Harada
is
is
summer.
mentioning that Capcom doesn't get paid a cent when people play Goki in our game, or Akuma. But we let them use some what do you call it, patents.
Yeah.
Man, he's gonna say this stuff on stream, huh?
He just he's all out, huh?
Okay.
Dev secrets.
Just to our corporate office, I didn't say that. I'm just translating what Harada's saying. So on the bottom right,
Season Pass 4.
Season Pass 4.
What if they blame Mary for translating it, though?
Yeah, that was a Japanese
So
in
the latest
joke.
character Tamaki is included.
Tamaki, yeah. I think the girl with the greenish hair.
She's quite popular, so he hopes you'll check her out.
Mhm.
What? We got
The
he's got something else.
I want to buy
Said
the
turn off the
characters so
slide.
bad, but they're $9 each.
His background's gonna cut off
What?
whatever
He's
he
gonna
has.
Do a Harada thing.
He's like, I
Oh
want
my
to
God.
see this. I think that's Tamaki.
He's talking about the
Oh,
arcade
no.
version.
You
in
shouldn't have
Japan,
gotten it
right?
laminated.
Hold it up. Hold it up.
No idea, dude.
Oh no.
Yeah, just her.
Oh, cool. The way that blur works is pretty interesting.
That
right?
definitely was
Yo!
not intentional.
Is this the
Definitely-
new character, the Tamaki?
Tamaki, yeah, I believe so. I believe so. And look down here, we got look at Harada.
I wonder who that is. That's the famous Itagaki-san, right?
Itagaki-san, the old Team Ninja guy.
Wow.
Him and Harada got some rivalry, right? Some smack
Well,
talk is going on.
they used to.
That was good.
Until Itagaki-san found out they were both from the same university.
Oh, really?
And Itagaki-san is a senpai, which totally changes the whole
really?
dynamic,
Okay.
right?
So now Harada's
He's like, he used to be Harada-san,
Yeah.
now it's like, oh, Harada. So.
So it looks like soon Tamaki will be in the arcade. Should be added to the arcade soon.
So he's saying that, yeah. So the people who are waiting to see this character in the arcades,
Yeah.
it should be soon.
Yeah. This definitely was not
Harada's
intentional.
like pulling this. What?
He's got his high school yearbook.
Yeah, so this is this is mainly a
That's where all the pictures come from.
discussion about the arcades. Arcades are closed for a good 2 months or so, but they're reopened now.
Yeah.
They're reopened now, so there are interesting.
Well, it depends on where you
yeah.
are too, right? Like Tokyo or out in the countryside.
There are some people in Japan that are arcade only, believe it or not.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
It's like
Master
I don't-
Cup is
yeah.
like a sampling of that,
Yeah,
right?
arcade only. I don't play console, so that's our other boss.
今PS4 版とほぼ全く同じバージョンになるってことですよね。
そうですね。水曜日8月5日ぜひ
Yeah.
Itsuka is the 5th. You
Yeah,
can go
so
to
from
the
Wednesday is when they're gonna
arcades and
update,
they
yeah.
can do it. Which applies to any of you guys in Japan, I suppose, right? But if you go too early to the arcade, it might not be released yet.
Yeah, on Wednesday, right?
It takes time, dude.
Yeah,
It's so
to get
crazy
the update,
now.
upload everything, yeah. But it will be Wednesday. But that's it for Koei Tecmo. So next is
Who? Who we got?
Harada.
Thanks for coming.
SNK is going.
It's KOF
Now, so
time.
on Twitter there was a lot of questions. A lot of people want SNK news. Let's see
Samurai
what they got
Showdown's
today.
coming to Steam.
Well, everyone knows the question, right?
We hope you're excited. Next.
So he's got something to share with you guys.
Okay, yeah. This
Yeah,
is character
Chinese
just,
bunny girl.
Announced, right? They just said,
Kolsonni? That's the Japanese read. I don't know what it is in English, right? Collaboration character, this new for Sam Spirits, Sam Show, you
Yeah.
call it in English, right?
Honor, I believe the game is called Honor of Kings.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Did he just said her name in the Chinese pronunciation, and everyone's laughing like, man, you sounded like a native Chinese speaker, man.
He's getting
He
good
had
at
to.
that.
I mean, if he had to go to Tencent, if he had to go out to China and do it, you have to like get the pronunciation, everything
Right?
going. But she's free. She's free. So if you guys, I'm sure if you're a Sam Show fan,
I
you
don't care
probably
where the
already
guest
are
character
aware of
comes
this,
from
but
as
you
long
just
as they're
download
fun.
play from
And
the
this
sticks
character
there.
looks really fun. So
The next
Yeah,
slide.
umbrellas are
Next
cool.
slide, please.
Ta-da!
Season Pass
there are now
3.
2 umbrella
Development,
characters in Samurai
uh,
Showdown. Hey!
was
Oh, the same frozen.
Decided. So
Yeah.
it's two, right? So
A
they
third season.
announced- I
It's a
don't
go.
know.
It's a
Yeah.
go, yep. This is the first time they're announcing that,
Yep.
right?
Woo.
Yep. So season 2 came out. You have all the
But let's-
characters.
let's-
Look,
Samurai
Floppy,
Showdown
we're gonna get
is
more
online.
characters for
Still
me
going.
and only
Samurai Showdown
me and you only
in the
to play.
West. So now it's time for you guys to go on Twitter and then spam them with whatever DLC character you want.
Yeah, because
They're
we
saying
have
that
we
they're
have
gonna
not
touch
prepared
on the
any of them.
details today, but you know, please look forward to info coming soon.
Yep.
で8月の6日に先ほどのソンリが新キャラとして出て
Team release
そしてシー
one.
ズンパス3なんかすごい
In a year.
というか
They're like,
And you're just talking about the pace of the development is quite fast. The new character
Yeah, they had
being
Warden,
announced, and
so-
then now Season
Yeah.
Pass 3.
June. So in June, the end of June, they put in Warden, the new character, and now you have the new Honor of Kings character, and now you have season 3. So they're like, you guys are getting a lot
Cranking
of
it
info.
out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's Mars People. Mars People is the new character. You nailed it.
Yeah, everyone's just really surprised at the pace of the development there, right? Excellent.
Putting Catapult from MechWarrior.
Are we saying these two are actually streaming from SNK
Yep.
office
Yeah, yeah. You see in the background.
on Saturday?
Yeah.
And Harada and
Yeah.
Okubo are
We're
both
at
at
home.
home.
He's like, we're at home, man.
And they made them wear the Neo Geo t-shirts too, probably, right? He's saying your company's pretty pretty
They-
tight run ship,
they
huh?
call it a black company. That
Yeah,
means
that-
like it's they overwork
Different
their
connotation in
employees, right? They
Japan,
overwork
yeah.
their employees. So it's like, man, you guys need to loosen up over there.
あの
Uh-oh.
もしよければちょっと聞かせていただきたいことがあります
So this is the MC
Yeah, he's
asking
got
the
a
question, right?
question.
サムライスピリッツの、シーズン3ももちろんユーザー
Sam Show.
じゃあ嬉しいと思うんですけど、
Okay.
まあ SNK さんといえばもう一つ
But there's another franchise that everyone
Don't
knows.
do it.
Don't do it.
続いてるシリーズが
What?
結構新作発
Yep,
表
it's
され
canceled.
てその後
I don't want to get in trouble. I'm not saying anything until they say it.
何かお
Yeah.
伝えできることって
He's asking, is there anything you can touch on for
Yeah,
that?
it's like there's another game, there's another series.
Oda's looking for the sword
Yeah,
under the
yeah.
desk.
Look,
right?
Harada's got another
Come and get
picture. Here
this
it comes.
There's another series.
Oh, that one again.
Uh-oh.
いや僕 MC 側じゃなくてファンボーイ目線で
So
And he's
he-
saying that not from an MC perspective,
Yeah.
but from a fanboy.
Yeah, Fui is a fighting game player.
Yeah, I don't think this was on script either, right?
Yeah, so it was last year at Evo. 1 year ago is when they announced.
He said that
Yeah.
thing is in development on floor above me.
They still didn't say the name. I don't want to say the name if they're not
Me
going to say the
neither.
name.
But they didn't have anything in time to show for this timing, but they have something they're considering soon.
Yeah, very
Just
soon.
didn't make it for this
Yeah.
this stream.
Whatever game that is, I have no idea what they were talking about.
皆様ありがとう
But
ございました
Thank you very
yeah,
much for that,
unfortunately
though.
they couldn't show any new news today, but they said very soon in a little bit they want to show you.
And Harada's now just asking for geese permanently in Tekken. And Oda-san said, okay, I'll try to get a higher position in the company and try to make that happen. Yeah, I'll do anything I can to help. Oda-san's a super cool guy.
All right, next.
Next maker, publisher. Who we got? Capcom-san.
Okay.
We got Matsumoto-san here. Who is the producer, right? About Street Fighter 5. He wants to touch on some things.
So they just announced. I mean, they might talk about it here, but we'll see.
So next slide, please.
Okay.
Again, it's the 5th year of online operations.
What if none of them planned to show off that their games were on sale and it just kind of happened?
This sale is already on the summer
Until
sale.
the 4th,
yeah,
right?
until the 4th. So if you
What if
want
they
it now,
thought it
it's
was
the time,
just a
25%
discussion,
off.
and then they saw that there was a dedicated
This is a
time
canon
slot
edition
for
here, so it comes-
announcements?
this is kinda like the
So
complete
10 minutes
version now
before
with
the show, they're
stages,
like,
about
ah!
40
Hey guys,
200
we make
costumes,
Street
34
Fighter.
stages.
It's on sale. You
27?
can buy it on
That's
PS4
pretty
or
good deal
Steam.
right there. So
Well,
until the 4th, right? So please,
At
if you
this
guys are
point, they
interested,
should have
hurry
probably
up.
just showed the new Guilty Gear character at the start, had the discussion, and then had everyone plug their
It says
games.
A demo
Yeah.
version, right?
I think this was announced before too, but from the 5th, they're gonna same thing we saw with Koei Tecmo. It's a free-to-play version right here. So a demo version with all 40 characters, right? That's kind of crazy. So he's like, if you're interested in Street Fighter but you've never tried it before, you can just try,
Sengoku
you can touch the
Basara,
game,
shut
feel
the
if you like it or
fuck up,
not, for
Calibur.
free, starting on the 5th.
Who do you think you are?
Harada's like, this is crazy, but
Yeah, see, I
Yeah.
was wondering this.
Yeah.
Is there a end date to it? What do you say?
he's like, there
There
is,
is.
but
About 2 weeks.
that's still really good.
Yeah.
2 weeks free to play Street Fighter 5 with the whole cast. That's crazy too. Even if you have the game already, but you know you didn't get the DLC, you want to try a character and see if you like him. Like now's a great time. You can get involved.
Yeah, dude. Or if you want a friend to pick it up, that's a really easy way for them to do that.
There you go, Jesse.
Yeah.
So Harada's just saying, well, I don't think
gotta get a friend
there's
to pick
anyone
it
out
up.
there
Yeah,
that's
that doesn't
wondering
know.
what is Street Fighter, right?
What kind of game is Street Fighter? I don't know. It's only been around for what, 30 plus years or something. He's like, there's a
Nakamura-san's explanation is the guy who
he's like,
breathes
there's a
fire
guy
and
with
has stretchy arms, right?
and breathes fire from India. He should give the game a try.
Pretty cool. Wow. She said there might be someone like that somewhere.
Maybe in
Not
the-
Dawson,
in the
but
game, yeah.
you know that doesn't know about Street Fighter.
And there's another slide here.
It's about esports info.
So this is the.
Now this one
this
you'll have to
weekend.
explain.
This is in what? Central America, Latin America. It's happening last week. They're saying, you know, Daigo won online. That was a huge
That
thing.
was
awesome.
crazy,
So
man.
this week they're doing it. They're going to
Central
stream
America,
it.
right?
Where's the stream? Right here. Yeah, they're going to stream it on Capcom Fighters JP channel. Again, this is for the Japanese audience. You guys watching right now, English stream, I believe,
All
is
right.
just on Capcom
Here's what I'm going to
Fighters
do for you
there.
guys. I'm going
But
to get
this
up and I'm
weekend's
going to go
another
use the
tournament.
bathroom because I know the second I will, they'll announce something.
So
This
he's
is for
touching
you
on this,
guys.
and we saw it with
Thanks,
Daigo,
Max.
right?
Yep.
Is that if you win it, you get a place in the finals, right?
Yeah, different from the point system
Yeah.
before. Now it's just winner qualifies.
And this is like, you know, I don't think there's a whole lot of the tournaments in Central America, right? So he's saying this is an excellent chance. And
They have a really
Yeah, it
strong
might not
scene
be
up there.
anything else besides
Yeah.
Bandai Namco since they're
he's
running the
touching on
show
players from
essentially.
Mexico, maybe
Yeah.
in Dominican Republic.
You know,
and
they
some
might
people
the
that
other
maybe you don't see
companies
quite
might not
often
have wanted to
quite
give them the
strong,
liberty
so
of the
good
announcement.
opportunity to check that
You know,
out.
because like
Yeah,
with
so everyone, please
a
watch.
This feels
tournament,
weird,
they were
me-
like
me
a
like,
third party for
CPR
everyone.
For Capcom, right?
Welcome
Right.
to being a commentator.
Though I
We're all
mean,
the
now
same
they kind of have a
boat
hard
here,
time
right?
trusting anyone.
SFL.
I hate that
And this
logo.
Is, again, another. This is mainly only.
Oh,
for
the
Japan,
Street Fighter
so sorry
League.
you guys
Yeah.
overseas. But
Yeah,
if you're
I never
fan, you
wasn't a
can
huge
still
fan of
watch it on the Capcom Fighters JP channel. I don't know if it's going to have an English stream.
He's talking about a league, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knows this one.
The Street Fighter
I
League
like
in
the
Japan
font
is
they use
really,
for
really
right underneath
developed.
the logo.
They do all sorts of qualifications, all sorts of different tournaments right now. So this is a preseason open qualifier. So
They're still
but win the
using this
qualifiers, it didn't
logo.
qualify for stage 2.
Yeah.
There's
That's
a
what I
lot
was
of
saying.
changes. It's pretty wild.
Oh no.
But there will be
They're really
a
running
stream
with it.
happening.
You know my
next
nephew
weekend.
that did most of
So
the
again, if you want more-
cinematography
want
for
more
the
Yeah.
NBA league
They
we
got some
did. Yeah, he
interesting
designed
rules
this
now.
logo too.
22, it's
Oh,
open.
Mhm.
And he was even mentioned that there's even some Japanese talent, I think, that take place. People who are known for
I
playing.
As well
hate
as
how it's not
graphic design.
centered.
Really big, especially if
There's
you're a
every
Street
part of
Fighter
that logo
here,
is
they get a
terrible.
lot of, you know,
Designed by the
talent,
Orlando
TV
fighting
hosts,
game
comedians,
community.
Like, it's
models,
supposed
you
to
for
be a
the logo.
Hadouken,
and stuff
right?
like that.
But like,
Correct.
And this is a
Why
3-on-3
is-
format.
I
why
guess
is the-
I guess it succeeded now. If you recognize what it was.
Last one.
I
Damn.
Right,
couldn't.
but why is
I
the
didn't.
SFL
I didn't even
centered?
piece that
Yeah.
together.
Update.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
what it was the whole
This is- I
time.
know a lot of people were
But
expecting.
why isn't
you
SFL
know, I saw
centered?
on Twitter they wanted announcements and things, but
So that little
Capcom
diagonal
has
can
its
match
own
the
show,
The
its own announcement
Hadouken,
show
I
where
guess.
they're gonna give
You know the
reveals. They
G
already
for
said
the
they're gonna
Google
show new
logo is not
characters,
perfectly round.
The new season, so that's gonna be next week.
I don't
They
want
actually
to
have
know
a Kenny
that.
Omega.
Don't
Yeah.
say that,
Oh,
because
there you
now
go.
I'm gonna
Kenny's
look
doing
next
that.
time
Hosting
and be
that.
like, oh no.
So again,
Oh,
sorry
you ain't gonna
if
notice
you are
it.
a
It's
Street
made
Fighter
to
fan
look
watching today,
circle, but
wait
it's
one
not.
more week, just one more week.
Yeah, next time I
and this is
Google
gonna be their
Google, I'm
official
gonna have to notice
update
it.
there.
And obviously, this 2 a.m. is for Japan.
Yeah, it's
I
going
would
to be in
think.
prime
So-
time. It's prime time for the dudes out in the West there. But they're showing a lot. It's a special guest, but it already got announced. It's Kenny.
I hope you're not like.
Hey, I was on Twitter.
Kenny
Unless
Omega.
Kenny deleted it, I don't know. It was on Twitter. I saw the
Kenny
tweet.
Omega confirmed.
He confirmed
Oh,
it was
okay, there
season
you go.
5.
Kenny Omega.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. They
So
announced it.
Matsumoto-san said it.
Yeah, he's like, they already said it. They already said it. Yeah.
You're saved. You're
Yeah. He's like, you didn't update.
You're not
Harada's
gonna
like,
get canceled.
Yeah. Harada's like, you didn't update the slide. What's going on? But Kenny, of course, big Street Fighter fan, so he's a player, so it's a good match.
Put
there.
him in the fucking game already at this point.
So he was just, Oko mentioned that we have a line group of all the publishers that we use to coordinate this. And Shimbori-san's icon was Kenny Omega. I didn't know that.
From Koei Tecmo.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, yeah, literally put him in then, I guess.
Dead or Alive.
I wonder how that'll turn out. That'd be interesting.
It's
a
weird
grab
that they
every-
haven't.
But yeah, again,
For Japan,
please
2 a.m.,
don't
right?
get angry. Please don't go crazy. Just one more week.
Next
One
person
more
that
week.
wins
This
Capcom
has
Cup
been
needs to
planned
ask for a
while,
Kenny
so
Omega
they,
skin.
they can't just be like, all right,
It would just be on Alex.
Right.
Be
Yeah,
perfect.
exactly.
It looks like they're going to give a lot of details too, so you
Yeah.
can look forward to that.
You should have
I
won
just
one
mentioned to the
Capcom
Japanese people
Cup.
that they're gonna do an
Made the
archive
Kenny
in case you
Omega
can't
skin.
tune at 2 a.m. So
What gunfight or
We're out of
prototype
time,
or
so
one
no
Alex
problem.
main to win something.
To win anything.
Yeah.
Your
I
Street
think
Fighter
like prototype
actually
won
has
a
when they do these
Japanese
reveals,
tourney
they've
one
been just
time, and it
showing
was like the
everything.
first
They've
time
been
an
like,
Alex
the whole
main ever
season,
won
these
a
are all
tourney,
characters coming
and that was in
out.
like 2019.
Yeah, they usually give a lot of details at the same time, so if you're a Street Fighter fan, Street Fighter player, this should be very
I
exciting
was-
next week.
It'll be exciting for me.
You weren't supposed to expect any Street Fighter news here.
2 a.m.,
Without a
baby.
doubt.
Oh, I know.
And we're not
excited.
restreaming that
I
either.
mean, Chad, I know you. I'll be streaming that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
He's saying that you sure it's not gonna leak, as
Yeah.
stuff often does.
It's happened a lot.
Harada with his trolling
Yeah.
comments again. Well, you know, we're pretty close at
Yeah.
Dona-san, and we would often
We would often
in
leak
LA
characters.
for a show or some kind of esports event
Yeah.
where we're all on Twitter making sure nothing leaks. And Dona-san was always the first one to be like,
No. Yesterday, so we had rehearsal yesterday, guys, and they showed some of the reveals. So I haven't seen any leaks. The reveals you're gonna see are.
I haven't seen any reveals
first.
either.
People don't see that, man. Me and Harada,
You
we're
work hard, I
like
guess, hiding everything, right?
at home getting
Uh-huh.
yelled at by our wives because we're looking at our phones, but it's not like we're just scrolling
Yeah,
through
yeah.
stuff. It's like, please don't leak
Please don't
stuff.
leak. Please don't leak. Please don't leak. All right. So yeah, Capcom fans, 1 week. Just hang in there, guys. You get all your information on the 6th.
New game?
Who's up
Capcom?
next?
No?
We still have Arika-san and
Looking forward to that leaking
us.
on PS4.
Arxis,
and
Bandai,
Arxis as well,
Arika.
right? Arika-san's next, probably, right?
Nishitani-san.
Nishitani-san, here we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
So
Hi.
they've been doing kind of changing Fighting X Layer. They've been making a beta, but they also are making a new game. I wonder.
Fighting X Layer he's touching on. 2 years from
Yep.
release. Towards the end, they haven't changed much.
Yeah, they didn't really update the
Recently-
game.
They're doing beta tests and online tests.
It's a big change too. If you guys haven't been following along, they've really kind of revamped the entire game engine, and PlayStation on Steam, you can kind of download and try it, so it's super fresh, right? If you played it on release and then you try this new beta, it's like a completely different game. So give it a try. Then they're also, I don't know if we can say, but they've been working on different.
Oh my God.
What did he say he's gonna do?
When this thing is over, they're going to show something new. But they've also been working on the online connectivity, is what I will say.
That's what he was touching on, right? He said that
There's a
thinks it feels
gun
pretty good,
trained
so
on
they're-
G-Unit's
They've been
fucking
pushing
head right now.
rollback, right? So they've been sponsored by or inspired by the West. So they've really been pushing it in their game right there.
Like, oh yeah, we have it too. Yeah,
Yeah, we've heard of it.
that's cute.
So, to be decided when, but
It's just a crazy old man talking about his witchcraft. Ignore him.
Steam version, they're gonna add a screen to allow you to select skins.
Yeah,
Character skins?
This character skin and stuff, right?
That's pretty good.
So this company, Arika, if you look at all these other companies here, they're all massive, right? They're all huge conglomerate. They have other games outside of that. Arika is very, very, very small. It's just a small group of creators and developers. So
Very passionate though.
yeah.
いや、スキンを選択できる枠があるよっていうのと、あと Steam 版だけですっていう、まあ一応これだけ言っておきます。
So it's important that
Yeah.
you can select the skins, but it's a
But-
feature specific
Yeah.
to the Steam version
So
at the moment.
he's hinting that I think he's hinting that there's some stuff that are coming. So he's saying, all I'm going to say is this and this, and then like you kind of deduct make
Yeah,
a
other
conclusion
stuff.
on your own, right? Harada figured out. I didn't figure out. Maybe they're going to add more skins. I don't know. More guest characters. Who knows?
実はですね、ちょっと
Because right now there's no
いろいろと
skins.
細かい、まあ、ニュアンスのこととかもあると思いますので、その辺はまあ弊社三原がですね、ツイートしてたりとか、
He's talking about Mihara-san
Follow
often
Mihara-san.
tweets about the game.
いろいろご報告しますんで、まあそちらの方も
So if you want to know more info, that's the guy to follow.
Yeah. Mihara-san he tweets in English too a little bit as well.
コスプレの実証実
He's saying that they're testing. Oh, he's talking about it, huh?
Yeah.
Cosplay or cross-play. They've been testing out a bit.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But
So
the team's not that big.
He fucking.
Yeah.
that's the thing about Arika is their team is very, very small. It's a very small company, but I think that gives them freedom to kind of try out more stuff. So they're trying to implement rollback. They're trying to implement crossplay in their games and stuff. They're trying to listen to
He
the
said the
fans
R
and
word.
put everything in.
PS4 版がセール中なんですよ。
And also, the PlayStation 4 version right now is 75% off. So it's
They're
on
gonna
sale.
cut Gina's mic. It's just gonna say exited.
So 1200, about $10.
The new
or
term
so.
for getting
Please
whacked by
buy
the fighting game mob.
Support them out.
Please buy Fighting EX Layer.
Without this man right here,
Everyone,
Tiny,
please
probably
buy that
wouldn't be
game.
this
Please buy
comments right
Fexel.
now, right?
4日まで4日までですね。
The creator Street Fighter 2.
So it's going on until the 4th as well.
Yeah, so just three
A
days
lot
from now.
of fighting stuff going on, huh?
Summer sale.
And please buy Dead or Alive as well.
Yo, shut the fuck up, Shimbori. You had your
They
time.
did. So SNK has a collab character, and Terry Bogard is a collab character in there. So it's like, hey, let's get some collab characters with
Yeah,
Dead or
Terry, man.
Alive.
Some
Let's
of my
put some of them
favorites.
in there.
ストリートファイター5の体験版も8月5日でしたよね、確か。
And then Capcom-san talking about the Street Fighter 5 demo as well until about that time. And we also have sales on our games going on as well, so please check those out if you haven't bought it yet. Both Soul Calibur and Tekken.
Guys, this is
And I think-
Nishitani's time. What do
I
you?
think maybe the Twitter monsters and the stream monsters, right? Been like, come on, you hyped up big announcements. Like, what's going on? I think.
Please wait, please
think-
wait. So now we have 2 left, right? Bandai Namco and Arc System Works. So they're
Save
saying
the actual
40
trailers.
isn't a bird in
Yeah.
this instance. It means like the last
Yeah.
spot on a presentation. So we're going first, and Arc is going to go last. It's kind of prestigious.
Shit.
And
Harada's like, I know you
Screen
got some
started
good
pausing.
news.
one is saying like, actually our European office is the publisher for their game, for Strive. So with that in mind as well,
Yeah,
you get the
well-
prestigious last place. And then he's like, oh man,
like,
you're
I
just
got-
raising the
Yeah,
hurdle
I
there.
got-
You just make a joke about publishing in Europe?
Harada just said that Arxis has big announcements.
No,
so
Bandai
we got a lot of
Namco Europe is
expectations,
publishing
so
Guilty Gear Strive.
Bandai Namco first.
So we're going first.
crazy.
I believe Okubo's up
Yeah.
first with Soul Calibur stuff. So we'll see what he has.
You know, Arc System
Which I
Works
already know.
opened it. North American branch for publishing. Don't know what happened there.
We
But
just gotta be quiet. I don't want to.
Well, you know Europe's always different.
Videos here.
It's a mess.
So first off, he's mentioned, and you
Apparently.
probably saw the footage during the interval.
yeah, but they're doing
But,
no, they're doing
PlayStation's
all
their tournament
publishing,
feature for Soul Calibur as
Oh.
well.
like in America too.
Huh.
Bandai Namco is
And,
publishing
Sony made
Guilty Gear.
that footage. It was only
Rod is
Harumaru.
gonna come back dressed as Anchi.
He's
Pretty
gonna
much.
play it off of his phone.
And he's gonna hold it behind his
So
head,
maybe
like
Oda-san
fucking
and
sweary.
Kuroki-san will be happy with that. We're very glad that you proved it so quickly. Thank you very much.
He's like, that's not even a Soul Calibur character. Like, come on, man.
ありがとうございました。はい、ということでですね、実際問題、ソルキャリバーの方は、まあ、今日座談会のテーマに
There's already a gun in Soul
な
Calibur.
らなかったんですけど、
She's
コロナ
saying
の影響
it
His
wasn't
name's
one of
Siegfried.
the topics, but because of the COVID situation, the season pass development was obviously impacted. So with some hard things to mention, but
人が集まって、その場でこう対戦
and also
Yeah.
like for example, you know, when we develop our games, we have our battle team balance test it right,
Yeah.
and you have to actually be in the same room for that kind of things. And
It's
Nah,
not
it's
just
the pirate
bouncing
man.
around
He's got a
like
flintlock.
betas and having players out there. You can't do that.
And then
in
a
this-
sword
this
with
landscape.
gun in it.
But they said finally.
Is Harada just
they're
gonna
be
pop
able
up
to,
on
show?
the stream here in a second?
check it out. Here we go.
Oh wow! It's a trailer.
He had to go set it up.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah,
The volume's gonna be quiet, isn't it?
the laptop with the XSplit was over there.
Yes.
Like me, Soul Calibur.
Will we get one or both characters?
Swing! It's Setsuka.
It's Setsuka.
Easy peasy.
Yep.
No, it's cold Setsuka.
When I closed my eyes,
Oh shit,
I
it's
was
in English.
prepared to sleep for eternity.
I hate that Mitsurugi
Shiro
killed my
Mitsurugi.
dad.
You murdered my master.
That was a... Oh. Yeah. Ooh.
More
For
umbrellas.
that, I shall have your
This
head.
is awesome.
Hell yeah. They finally added my character. We're finally in the game. Now I can make my Alpha Patroclus character creator.
Yeah.
Even your eyes disgust me, daughter of savages. Do not belittle yourself, no matter how others may see you. What you have inherited is Shugun Kokonoe's very soul.
Fucking love. Oh, she's so cool.
How unfortunate!
I love Umbrella
Flower
Sword.
petals shall line your grave.
Oh, that was sick.
This is the work of fate.
Ooh.
I merely played my part.
Hell yeah. That stage is really good.
Now, what about that 12th character?
I will strike you down and keep moving forward.
Oh. I know that guard.
You ain't got one?
Well, I do.
August 4th.
Dang.
Oh, yeah, that's soon. All right, Soul Calibur next week, guys.
What?
How enhanced?
Whoa.
I guess that means no season 3
Whoa.
if the changes are coming on their own.
It seems I must
Oh,
also
yes.
talk.
Yeah, her classic costume.
That'd be cool.
I like that they just took her player 2 outfit from the
And
third game.
that new stage is, yeah, it's just a stage at night.
Like, no more player 1 Setsuka. She's blonde now, for real.
Holy shit, Asuka!
Oh, it's she! He's back!
Oh.
That's so funny.
Oh my god, I love it.
There's
oh my
Lei.
God, Lei Wulong on Maxi. It's really good. Yeah, I love Setsuka, so I got my character. We're good.
Congrats.
Hell yeah.
So 12.
No story mode.
Okay, so that was DLC 12. It's just not the fourth character
those
in
guys
it.
on social media are happy, right?
Yeah,
because
it's character creator pack.
Right, yep. That's how they've been doing it.
Setsuka, give me Setsuka, where's Setsuka? There, you got her. And not just that, they're getting an update, gameplay update, new stage. The Tekken
character
the Tekken is awesome, man. That look really sick.
Tuesday, nice.
And that's all free, right? And it's coming out.
I believe
Yeah, the
Tekken
second
Pass
stage is
are
just the
part
other
of
one
the-
at night.
The DLC. So there's two. There's DLC 11 and 12. 11 being the character and 12 being the customization items. So
the stage and the update, so the balance patch is coming out in what? 3 days?
Yep.
That's all going to be free, so you guys get the stage and everything. Let's see.
Very excited.
he's saying that a lot of people, you can destroy the costume, but some people don't like that.
Oh, okay.
From
Yeah,
the fan
so
base.
the character creation in Soul Calibur is very, very detailed and very, very advanced. So they're going to add an option now that your clothes
But
can't
I
get.
don't know if they're gonna have it or not. He's just touching on it. Yeah, you're right.
They
It
said
is gonna be in
they're-
there.
Oh my
They're going to put in a
God.
option to protect your clothes from getting blown off.
Cool,
So you
I can
keep
finally
your
give
custom,
everyone 2B's outfit.
character there.
The dead or alive character. Developers, they're sleeping right now.
They rolled
Like, I'm
their
out.
eyes.
Setsuka come back first time in 10 years, right?
Yeah, 10 years, right?
He's like, Mochi's like, what the fuck are you talking
The fan
about?
base been asking for her for a long time.
10
Clothes
years.
stay on.
And, yeah, so much. I thought about just not doing
The
it.
clothes
just
stay
by saying
on
it.
during the fight.
I understand that feeling a lot. Maybe take notes, all you guys asking for X character. You can go overboard, but it is possible to go overboard, right?
Yeah, please don't ruin the characters I like for me.
It's a character that's got a lot of depth to it, right?
Yeah,
But
okay.
we've also balanced it so that people who are more new to the game
Yeah,
can still enjoy her.
Not everyone played the game for 10 years, right? No one was back there in the original version. And then another sale.
It's on sale on
Everything's on
PS4.
sale.
Please buy the game.
Until the 4th, right? So
Yep.
until the 4th is the sale, and then from the 4th is when the DLC is going to come out. So that's big news there if you are a Soul Calibur player, but Harada's gone.
He hasn't come back. What?
Telling you, he's gonna pop
Okuba
up
say
on
maybe
someone
there's
else's
no-
I saw it.
webcam.
It's like, I guess there's nothing. There's nothing to talk about Tekken, huh?
I'm gonna have to do it instead, right?
I mean, Okubo he used to work
That's
on
what.
Tekken
That's
7, right?
literally what
Before he
Harada
moved
does
to
at
Soul
live
Calibur,
events.
he
Is he
takes the
leaves
credit
when
for
he's
some
supposed to
shit.
announce something.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
producer on Japan side. Let's call Harada. Hey.
Oh.
Oh.
If please just add yourself to Tekken already.
皆さんいかがお過ごしでしょうか。もう何かとテレワーク、リモートワークですか。テレコミュニケーティングと思いますけど。おお。オルター返すとか。改めましてご無沙汰しております鉄拳プロジェクトの原田です。何かとね、このテレワ
It's a nice
ーク、
mic.
リモートワーク大変ですね。皆さんもこういうのには慣れましたでしょうか。
I promise I won't scream,
あえて
guys.
こんな感じで、撮影しておりますけども、
Are you really good at
いろいろ生活習慣変わる中で、我々
I said, are you really ready to
プロジェク
promise
トもですね、いろいろもちろん、
Yes.
大変な思いは、
Yeah, probably.
しておるんですけども、皆様に
I have my
ですね
finger on the dial
できるだ
just
け
in
もっと
case.
鉄拳を楽しんでいただこうと、いろいろアップデートをしたいなというふうにはもちろん
You know how I would
思って
enjoy Tekken more from
おりま
home?
す。ただですね、こんな状況ですので、なかなか持ってくる情報もどんどんというかこのビデオメッセージだけになっちゃうんですけども、ただこんな最中なんで、
That means no
鉄拳プ
trailer.
ロジェクトも頑張ってて、頑張っていろいろみんなやってるぞっていう現状報告
But
を
he
し
made
よ
a
うと思って
trailer.、
こういう形で、配信させていただいております。はい、もう鉄拳もですね、もうだから5年前のタイトルですよね。それでも、やっぱこの時代なので、できるだけですね、オンライン機能を中心にしっかり
Harada,
再構築ですか、して、できるだけ快適に遊べるようにアップデートしていきたいななんて思ってます。はい、というわけで、
Unranked matchmaking.
鉄拳をよろしくお願いいたします。ありがとうございました。
I don't believe you.
I don't either. He just means crossplay.
そんなことでは許されませんよね。
Haha.
分かってます。ちょっと頑張りました。鉄拳プロジェクト、もちろん今回も情報用意しております。というわけで、死の号の言わずに見てもらいましょう。
He got
皆
us.
さん
He got us this
準備はいいで
time.
すか？それでは VTR
I've never been fooled by his fake outs until now.
Man, we're on that cinematic aspect ratio right now.
Hell yeah.
You know it's cinematic? AMC's The Walking Dead.
Oh no.
Rick Grimes.
Get ready for the next.
Escape the world stresses.
Keep your head up. 元気を出して
There's a fist in the GGPO logo.
Not with Kazuya.
Father?
Hey, can we tone it down though? Can we take some moves out? Prowess.
Just say the
That
two
was
words.
so vague.
Oh my god, they
experience.
just won't say it.
The best fights
This
are
is
personal.
the season 4 rollback.
I don't care if you show me Kiryu now. Kunimitsu?
No way.
That's all I could think is
何
Kunimitsu.
かと、はいはいはい、わかりました。はい。はい。はい。じゃあこれで撮影しよっか。ね。
Aw.
はい。
Some people.
Cute little dog there. So there we go. Season 4 of Tekken 7 has been announced. So I didn't get to see that yesterday. That was my
Nope,
first time
we
seeing
didn't-
that. So
we
nice.
didn't
I saw
play it.
Paul's got a new move there.
Then Giuna,
Another
what were you
axle here.
excited about?
We saw a little bit of a surprise there at the end. So you obviously know who that is. I have no idea who it is. Chat, you guys can try and guess there.
Oh, there's a Wi-Fi
So
indicator.
Rutta's touching it.
Mhm.
It's 5 years
Well,
from the release.
Yeah, so
That's
you
the
know
arcade,
when
right?
to
3
just
years
turn
from
down
release of
the
that,
match.
Oh, that's the online experience improvement.
said 5
Is you can
million
see when they're on
recently.
Wi-Fi.
We're saying we're
That would've
almost
been-
to 6.
Damn.
He's just gonna go.
I
out
mean,
and
I'm
say
gonna
that, right?
use it.
Bragging about numbers.
So
right?
I'm not
much
playing
for
with
marketing
Wi-Fi
plans,
players.
Right?
He's like,
Jeez,
we're
come
about
on,
to get
dude.
6 million, man.
Saying 80%.
It's not what I
is,
wanted, but it is an
download.
online
Nah,
feature I
it's
will
more
take
like
use
7.
of.
Yeah. I usually download my games there.
That would have been great to bring up during the user experience thing. Is yeah, if you're on Wi-Fi, the game
So since
uninstalls.
the game is
going,
being
right?
supported,
Yeah.
right? We still want to do it on our side.
Matsumoto,
As long as you guys
you're-
keep buying
you're over
the
at
games,
Sakura's
playing
house
the
now?
game, supporting the game, they're gonna keep building it up.
こういう形になっちゃったんで、なんか僕は二重に出るみたいななんか構成になってちょっと
So Harada's it's kind of weird because he's like here, but then he's looking like he's on the
Back in the
stream.
video
but,
because
yeah,
he's got the
it's
same
weird.
thing. Yeah.
But he's just gonna touch on some of the
Yeah.
points in case you missed
I
it.
want to see what the online experience, what he was talking about here.
He's talking about the
Yes,
Wi-Fi. So
yes.
did you guys notice that, right?
Yes, I
That's
saw it.
me. I
Yeah,
told them
you
to do
did it.
this. I told them to do it.
Busted. You guys are busted now. You can't hide.
So for you guys to ask for that, there you go.
You can now. Can you filter though? Is the question.
So we're just saying that we did notice that it's 50% Wi-Fi players.
users, yeah.
PC is saying that what do you call it? The
Yeah,
landline
you pretty much
is
PC
more
is going to
common
be
because
it's connected directly.
yeah. This is something that people have been asking for a long time to be able to see that before you accept a match, right? So we added that. And he's talking about the online play. And because
Yeah.
of just the current circumstances, people have been asking for improvement in the online experience,
Everyone's
right?
stuck at home, right? Yeah. Roll back, roll
He
back.
said
He
roll
said
back,
it. He
roll
said
back,
it.
roll
He said
back.
it.
そこはもともとねご存知の通り
He
検
said
証動画もあるように鉄拳も入ってはいるんですよ
we already had rollback,
可変で
but the variable frame adjust the rate.
6フレームぐらいやってるゲームとですね
There's games that do it to 6,
3フレーム
or Tekken was only set at 3
Three,
before.
yeah.
ロールバックのものとまあ何種類かある
Oh my god.
So there's various
Yeah.
ways to do it, right?
He's insisting, Max.
Nishitani, speak up, man.
So everyone just says, well, you can just open up to 6, and you're fine. We're saying that for 3D, the way that the animations are created are so much different than 2D games.
結構な勢いでこうアニメーションがガッと戻っちゃうんですよ
That the animation,
Will come
when
back,
it
right? When it
rolls
rolls
back,
back,
is a
yeah.
lot more visible. It's quite different than for 3D and 2D. And so the way you have the key buffers or the way you create the animation, a lot of the stuff you have to do is so much more intense than just, hey, do rollback and, paste it in. But he's saying we've been doing some, we did some betas, like closed, or not closed, but what do you say, internally. And the results are pretty good at the moment. The response is improved. Also, the ranking is something that we're changing a bit.
Yeah, they mentioned it before when they were talking about matching and stuff, right? We saw the Tekken.
We should have been in the trailer. It said the Tekken prowess.
Yeah, your Tekken skill level.
And so that's going to be implemented as well. And the ranks is going to be a little bit different. They're going to be reset to a certain degree, not like totally to 0. So yeah, we do, because of the current circumstances especially, are working hard to improve on that. So there's a lot of stuff that we're working on addition, but this kind of the priority really got bumped up because of the whole COVID situation, right? So yeah, that stuff got brought forward. So you're saying that we really wanted to show more in depth, or we even wanted to actually have season 4 ready already, but just the whole COVID situation and the impact on development. And that little character tease at the end.
Who could it be?
What?
They got Harada cosplay on now.
What?
Harada didn't notice.
No one noticed.
No.
And everyone does for commentators.
Harada said all the foreign commentators are wearing sunglasses. No, pass on that.
But he said his sunglasses are something that Capcom asked us for. True story though. Capcom USA told him to do it because he's the bad guy. That was back during the Street Fighter Cross Tekken stuff.
You have to wear the sunglasses because
yeah,
you're the bad guy.
was like the good
That's
guy,
so funny.
And Harada's the bad guy. But then everyone came to expect it, so he has to play along, right?
Yeah. Well.
One more from Yasuda from Bandai Namco.
At least the role hasn't changed.
From Yasuda-san, right?
So let's check out the slide.
He mentioned like he mentioned literal like the animation rolling back.
This hurts.
It was supposed to be.
The TWT was supposed to be going on.
Right? New
Soul Calibur World Tour as well.
I don't know. What kind of improvement? If they're actually seeing an improvement, where is the improvement?
But we know you guys are craving for
what
content.
Did
so
you change?
We're having an online event, and here's kind of the.
I don't want to enter your online tour.
It's divided into regions, so
this. Are you crazy?
Be,
especially when it's like gameplay changes to Soul Calibur, not the online ones.
So Calibur has 3 of them.
Yeah, definitely not Soul
Tekken
Calibur.
has a bit more, 10 in total.
What the?
Okay. Starting September 12th, so next
Running
month.
through December 6th, right?
Pretty soon here. This is like the usual kind of time
I
schedule.
can't believe he broke out the 3 frames. I can't believe that.
It's kind of like a 2-day format, right? On Saturday, we're gonna have.
I just wanted to see like when the internal testing is pushed further, like
Sunday,
what it actually does.
With chosen players that people might want to see, right?
Now,
because I don't get it.
The biggest takeaway is, rollback is so difficult to implement. Crossplay, it's really hard because you gotta, you pay for the servers and all that. And then Eureka, the guy was like, yeah, so we added rollback and crossplay. And then everyone else just started speaking up. It's like, oh, well, our game is on sale. Oh, make sure you buy Dead or Alive.
We'd already kind of planned.
I can't stress enough. Please buy Fighting EX Layer. It's a really good game, aside from everything they're adding.
We got to do everything. California here.
Yeah.
So getting the little precursor there. I wonder how restricted it's going to be on regions. Is there going to be like a minimum
only NorCal
check or something like that?
Those are all things that they're kind of fleshing out now,
Okay.
and we'll be releasing more details on the homepage. I think that actually the rule set's going to be uploaded today. If you go check out some SGG, you can see all the stuff.
So the big reveals
So
were a
right in there,
Wi-Fi icon
again,
and then whatever the
US
Guilty Gear
West
character is.
Residents only, please.
Kunimitsu.
Obama ran a tournament in Japan.
Maybe.
And it said Japan only, and some guy was like, "Can I?"
Who
enter?"
else
It's like,
could it have
what
been?
prefecture you from? It's like New York. I'm from
Probably
New York.
not Raven.
I don't know that one. I can't
Kunimitsu is the only character. If it's a returning character, it's the only character I could think it was.
And then yesterday just saying that
They never teased a returning character like
Hiroki
that,
from
though, have they?
Fighters just gave him a side.
Pretty sure no.
Did he call her
Yeah,
Hirone?
Hirone.
It's not Kiryu.
Big sis Hiroki.
Is Kunimitsu worth teasing? Well, I mean, she just might not be ready to show.
So for
Which would be
information
weird
we were just talking about,
with how
go to
Tekken
these,
operates.
individual websites.
And it's
I
the
don't
same,
know.
like
You'll
everything
have to
between
ask
games.
Aphex.
Dragon Ball Fighters, right?
Okay.
So you got
Aphex
the
is
show,
the one
an
Kunimitsu.
announcement of announcement.
The one person I know who played that
Sometimes
character.
What you got to do, right?
Yep.
I was
It's the
gonna
Dragon
say
Ball
our-
Fighter show.
Do it right now.
Our
And you also
Tekken is
mentioned, you know,
crazy about
the COVID
Kunimitsu. There's always a
situation.
post requesting her
Yep.
like every day.
Schedules are
So I
getting
think she's
thrown
a fan
out,
favorite.
so-
Well, the teams, they had their
Yeah.
own separate plans moving. We tried to converge as many as we could, but they have this cool, spectacular show coming up. So I hope you guys will check it out.
Yeah, actually, for what he was
So
talking about,
August
it did
is
sound
August
like
now, so this
she's
month,
probably
guys,
just
like
not ready
Dragon
to
Ball Friends,
show.
and there's a lot of you guys that are asking for stuff on Twitter, but just hang in there a little bit longer.
You know what that means?
I know it hurts.
Means
I
that
know when you wake up
Kamurocho stage is
expecting
probably just
something
like a
crazy,
neon
and sure it's
Japanese
not
town.
there, but
Not
it's-
Kamurocho.
It's coming. It's on the way. So just hang in there, everybody.
So you're just talking about, we even approached Nintendo and some other companies, and everyone has their own plans, obviously.
Yeah.
So some people could readjust them enough to participate, and some couldn't. So
This stream has been a lot of excuses.
he's
Yeah.
talking about Hiroki is gained weight.
You want
and-
transparency.
Wow, this is like, okay.
I'm not translating
I was
this.
hoping more than Arika.
Yeah.
You know, knew what was up. I'm gonna buy Fighting EX Layer on Steam right now.
It
On
said
stream.
that her
Do it.
her plans to get in shape didn't match up with the stream,
That's why
so
she didn't want to
couldn't
appear.
participate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't feel
I
confident
get
appearing
it,
in front of
dude.
the,
I put
in
on
front of the
weight during
camera.
COVID. I'm out running.
Didn't anybody
really
ever
trying
teach
to-
this guy? Like, there's some things you just can't say. You're not supposed to say.
He hasn't done our media training course, I suppose.
He's gonna get a call from HR, I think, right? He's
Not me. I'm
Here,
not
we just
participating in this
translated,
one.
guys. We didn't say 100% translation there.
Okay.
All right. So there you go. You're a Soul Calibur Tekken fan. You got new information. Soul Calibur's got a new update. We have
Tekken Season 4.
Tekken announcements. We have online tournament series coming out. So definitely look forward to
Nishitani's
that.
background is now
If you're a
rollback in
Wi-Fi
action.
player, I mean, maybe now is the time to maybe try and test out the LAN cable before Season 4
He
comes,
got
but
bored. He
finally,
just started playing his own game.
Oh, your title, man. Let's see what Ozawa-san has for us.
He took the final spot here. So I was reading the Twitter thread because they announced that they're gonna reveal something today. So everyone had all the character picks that they wanted, the character picks they don't wanted. It's
And this
gonna
is
be
how
funny.
I kind of knew you. I'm like, that's that crazy foreigner that lives in Japan. That great.
It's nice that Trigger loaned you their title
But here we go,
design.
they're gonna announce another online tournament. You know,
That's a good
World
good
Tour is
logo.
Shifting
Right.
to online.
So
So
here
we
we
have
go.
a
Nice
Japan,
crossover.
and
Japan
an American
online.
one. Yeah. They don't have details.
Kill
they
a
just
Kill
said
game
that
already
it's
happened.
confirmed that they will be running it. So these are the games in Japan.
Yeah, but what if
Ooh,
Guilty Gear gets a
Ooh,
guest
Granblue,
character?
let's go. Guilty Gear, okay. I'm coming back. World's Best Leo.
So both Blaze Blue
Yeah.
and Tag Battle, huh?
Yeah. Central Fiction, which is great because Central Fiction doesn't have too many events now. A lot of people move to Tag Battle, so that's really exciting.
And
Then-
Unist as well,
yeah,
huh?
Under Night Ember.
Interesting.
So this is
Uniclear Murray.
all the anime games that you really want to see right now. So this should be good. The connection, at least in Japan, amongst each other is very good. So you can get a lot of high-level play.
He's saying more details. Will be,
At least
coming
in
soon.
Japan amongst each other.
So looking forward to that. And now in America,
This is the American version, right?
Yeah.
What-
America's
What
just
the
gonna have
wait.
2 games here. So Blaze Blue Cross Tag and then Granblue
Two
versus
games.
here.
You get two
Supported
games
by
now,
TSB.
okay?
Look at that. Level Up.
Well, it's
Esports
not like they
Stadium,
work any better.
Exceed Games and Marvelous there.
Yep.
Cool. So all you guys in the States, I know, very tragic. stuff
Giuna
for
is going to
Granblue, like
upload a
seeing
very
lot of
different
play,
video to his
but
YouTube
it
channel
came
later
out
on.
during Corona, so never really had a chance for offline events. But the people that have been sticking
When
with
he's
it
in front of
since
his
the
own
start,
mic.
they've been asking for, let's get some big events. Well, here you go.
Here you go.
Yeah. We can see.
Next slide. What?
Whoa, that's awesome. Just a fan art of all the different games. Damn.
That's pretty dope.
Sick, yeah. That's a real man. That's awesome. Yeah, the devs are all hyped too.
They keep putting cross tag into their leagues. They must remember it exists.
They got Persona though. Unfortunately, this is BB Tag. Man, I got hyped for it. I was like, come on, let's see some Persona, but that's BB Tag.
Yeah, what if they did a crossover game that had like Persona characters and BlazBlue characters?
So you said it's on the homepage.
Yeah,
and go check
What
it
if
out.
they did a crossover game where they had Persona characters and Persona characters?
That's my girl on the back. Yes, the one with the sword.
I'd buy those prints.
About October.
I'd put those up.
Look out for the tournament, right?
Yeah,
I put that on my phone.
there. Great.
タッグとグラブルバーサスにつきましては来年春頃、
Okay.
この結果に応じてですね、優秀者をお招きしての日米対抗戦のような。
Oh, okay. Cool. So the winners of Grand Blue and BB Tag, the America
Japan
ones,
and the
yeah.
America,
So
they're gonna
next
put them
spring,
together.
yeah, next spring there'll be a showdown. So that's something if you win, you got something to look forward to in the future there. Strive announcement.
Here we go.
New
info. Here we go. He's got it.
Is this gonna be Leo Whitefang?
Why? Are you ahead?
Giuna, no. Because Giuna mains Leo Whitefang. He seems really excited. Oh my, is that?
Yeah.
Get beat the fuck out, biking players! Oh my god.
Looks awesome.
Hell yeah, let's fucking.
Yeah, they
he
made
can
him
move while doing his block now?
Made him a DILF.
Yo, Daddy Whitefang? Yo, he's still writing that dictionary? Oh no, you guys are fucked. You're never gonna beat me. No one is ever gonna beat me. This game is solved. Don't even buy Strive. What?
Oh, get fucked.
Oh my god, they gave him a good man grab out of his stance. I knew he was too excited. He was too excited for it to not be Leo Whitefang. 8 seconds. Oh my god, is this one gonna be biking?
Whoa.
Yeah, I hope it is, just so you eat your words.
Oh,
shit,
hell
it's him.
yeah!
Finally.
This character looks so sick.
Who is he?
This is a brand new character.
Oh, brand new. Oh my god.
Nagoriyuki. Oh my god, it's huge.
Dog's hype too.
Oh,
I know you're excited
oh
for
no.
the new character.
Oh no, both of my characters got revealed. Oh my god.
Does he wear the mask at all during the fight?
Oh yeah, no, in the first bit of footage they were showing it. Yeah, there you go.
What is AllNet PRES multi?
It's the arcade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The infrastructure they use. Damn, I'm gonna be playing. I'm playing Ramlethal, Leo, and Nagoriyuki.
Season, baby, it's Gorilla season. Leo Whitefang, that is my boy. I saw everyone on Twitter like, please no Leo, please no Leo. He's back, baby. We're gonna be botting everybody online.
I can't believe Leo's in the game.
Got his name reveal as well.
New character, right?
Yeah, Nagoriyuki. So they showed him off.
This one's confirmed to have rollback, so I can get excited about this.
There's been no new information since then. So finally, we got him. We got some playable footage. It looks like he's got 2 different modes or something too.
Exactly what
Nagoriyuki. Yay.
Ozawa-san is touching on at the moment as well.
They finally give his They're saying we didn't have his name or details, so finally he's got an official name here. Leo, how did they pick Leo? I thought Leo was gonna be like 3 years down the line. They put him out right on the start.
Maybe they saw your saving guilty gear tweets.
Daisuke listened to me. Thank you. I like his new redesign. All the redesigns they look a little bit older, right? A little more mature.
Nice touch there, right?
Yeah, and then down there they announced PlayStation 5, so I still don't know any details on that, but this is confirmed on PS5. The game looks so beautiful, I'm sure it'll look even better on PS5.
Wow.
Yeah. There's an arcade release too. They announced down there, so
Damn.
just hurry up and release.
Them
man.
adding Leo means I'm never gonna have to learn how to play Guilty Gear.
Yeah, so next
Ever.
Spring.
Yeah, it was supposed to be this fall, but they announced they're pushing
Bunga
it back
bunga
until
till I
next
die.
Spring.
But that's Arc System Works
Yeah.
spring, so maybe it really is spring. It's not Tekken spring, which would be what, winter or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. They said the next announcement's going to be in August too, right? So
October.
Or not,
Really? October, right?
Sorry,
Yeah, yeah.
sorry,
It's
October.
really
They
far
said,
away.
New information, but not just that. I think the one in October is going to be even bigger. So they said it's going to be a lot more stuff in there. So look
Not really
forward to
far
that.
away. It's August tomorrow. It's 2 months.
Cool.
They just announced
As
2
soon as it's over,
characters
I'm
2
going home.
months
I'm going home. I'm going to
after
rewatch
that.
that
It's
trailer like
not
20
bad.
times. Got to break it down. I want to see
Early
everybody.
October is like
I wanna see
October
everybody on Twitter.
15th.
But I think he's going to try.
Wow. He's just asking who's
Who's the
the
hardest one to work with?
yeah the other publishers.
Oh, it's Capcom.
He said if it just popped out, it would have been so entertaining. He was trying to trick him, but it didn't work.
逆がいいじゃないですか一番
Yes is proposing who's like
Who's
the
the
easiest.
easiest to work with partner?
That's
Or-
another difficult question for Japanese people. There.
Yeah, Harada's too westernized,
like-
you know? He spent too much time overseas.
Yeah, I think so.
Ha ha ha.
So that's all
Axis
we
Games. Ha
have
ha
planned
ha.
at the moment, right?
But yeah, this is just the first time, you know, it was kind of last minute planning too, right? So it's amazing that it came together and everything. Guys, if you like it, please let them know online. We want to see more. We can get more topics, different discussions for the next time.
It'd be cool to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
You get to see more of Giuna and myself too, if that happens.
But let's
With
see.
our special skills for Japan, right?
There we go. So yeah, so Fuhi now is signing off. So this is going to be the end of the first one. I had a great time. We did a lot of cool reveals and announcements. We
was
did a nice
different.
behind the
That was
scenes.
That's why
Yeah,
Giuna
you never
said
can
he
see the
saw
insight
so
from all
many
these different
cool
people in the
things.
same
It's
room.
because
I
he
mean,
saw the
each might have
one
their own
cool
Capcom
thing.
fan or whatever, but talking to each other about this is
Ugh.
the first time I've ever seen anyways.
And you know, we can't have announcements all the time, but they can always talk. So I would like to see this more, as
Yep.
long as, you know, more time to discuss and maybe some different topics and things like that.
But keep in mind,
Yeah.
each one of these dudes is super high up
Yeah,
in their
yeah.
respective companies, right? So I hate to think of all the meetings and other stuff they have to do every day.
Waving with Mori there.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
So they
only
having every person
Nishitani
to
has
say
any
their kind
free
of their
time.
farewells and their thank
Working
yous,
on
right?
his
So
little
that was-
passion
thank you very much.
project.
Ishitani-san,
Now we're staying up till
Talking about
3 a.m.
PS4
I'm
and
sorry.
Steam updates. So already started. If you have the time, please check it out. And he believes that the online experience should be better. But any feedback you might have, he would love to hear it
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Again, if you guys are part of their
It was
rollback
also
wagon,
confirmed
please
Guilty Gear is going to be
follow
on
Fighting Games
PC.
Layer, give them their feedback, their testing with everybody, and taking data from around the world to try and develop their system.
And he enjoyed the stream.
Specifically
Hopes that
Steam.
it'll happen again.
Cool.
Saying maybe you should buy some
Yeah.
sunglasses.
He's like, man, maybe I should get some sunglasses too. He's like, I thought maybe I want to join the sunglass team.
Just saying that, like, you could talk,
So,
but it doesn't matter. People can't see where your eyes are.
It's like it's really, he's hyping up sunglasses.
He's probably sleeping, right?
Yeah.
He's mastered sleeping
He's
without
like,
getting caught.
sunglasses are great. Like nobody can tell where you're looking during a meeting and stuff.
So who we got next?
それでは、続きまして SNK 様よりまず
So we got SNK Oda-san and Kurok-san here.
はい、本日は、この中に、参加させていただいてありがとうございます。
Yeah, right. Thank you for letting us participate in this and
8月
everything.
6日にですね、コースミーから無料コンテンツでダウンロード
Yeah,
でき
and
ますの
so
で
the new DLC character
ファイター5の
in
サマーアップデートを見終わった後にでも皆さん
in Samurai Showdown is free, so she's free, so download it right there. But it's also happening during, you know, the free Street Fighter. All these guys are releasing stuff around like the same exact time in the next few days.
Next up is going to be Kurok-san. See what he's
Yeah, that's why I said facetious.
サムライのシーズン3と、
Hmm.
キングオブファイター15
It's gonna Guilty Gear's on PC as well.
Yeah. Look forward to King of Fighters details in the short future, guys. They apologized for not having it ready for today. You got to give everyone a little bit of a break.
Thank God we
of the
didn't
COVID
wait
situation
until an
and
entire
everything.
top 8 to.
Next up,
Hear about
Matsumoto-san
some
from Capcom.
sales.
Thank you all for participating today. Street Fighter 5 will continue. And we're going to try our best, so if you will support us, it'd be great.
Yeah. Thank you for holding this event, first of all, right? He's really happy. And he's like, I definitely want to do it again. I definitely want to do a number 2.
キャラクター使った集合とか手始めに書いたりしたいなとか思うんですけど、どうです？そういうのがあるとまた次につながるかな。
What do you say? He wants to have an illustration or something? Some about all the characters? Yeah, I think he's talking
He
about having
wants
an
them to all
illustration with all the
draw
characters.
Capcom characters and start with that.
はい。またよろしくお願いいたします。ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much.
This was started by Bandai, right?
Bandai
It's up,
Namco.
it's up
Bandai is
to
a
you.
different company.
You got to do it. Bandai Namco. You got a new weekly show. You got to start.
自分もなんかこういうね機会でいろいろ楽しめたんで、ぜひ本当に2回3回とね。
Nakayama-san also saying he had a very good time and he wishes that we could continue and even maybe have some kind of tournament in the
2
future.
or
That'd be
3, and
cool.
yeah, that'd be cool if they had a developer game tournament or
That
something.
would be cool.
Yeah.
Next we got Shinbori-san.
Uh-huh.
本日は皆さん見ていただいてありがとうございます。
Thank you all for tuning in today.
バンダイナムコさん、このデッドライブ6今休止中なのにもかかわらず呼んでいただいてありがとうございます。
And even though DOA is kind of
On a break right
on
now.
a break,
Yeah.
thank you for calling us to this
皆
opportunity.
さんにプレイしていただいているっていう現状もありますし、こうやって呼んでいただいて、この格闘ゲーム作ってる仲間たちがこんなにもいるんだなっていうのを。
But everyone's still playing the game and supporting it, and to be in the same virtual room with all these developers that we feel like friends, and it's a great feeling to be together. And I hope to be able to hang out with Harada more often.
Yeah. It's like this kind of idea, or being a part of this event here and hanging out with all these greats, kind of motivated him to keep working hard because he wants to keep being involved with all the other producers out here.
Mochie-san from Koei Tecmo. Thank you for inviting me to the event.
Thank you guys for watching as well until the very end. It's been 2 hours now.
現在ちょっとアップデート休止中という残念な状況ではあるんですけれども、シンボリの方からも働きかけをしてくれるということも話もありつつ、ユーザーも基本無料版のダウンロードをまだまだ増え続けているような。
So again, they mentioned earlier there's the free version to play. So it's like, everyone, please download the game. Please keep supporting it, because right now they said they're kind of taking a break of developing and updating the game, but they still want to. They still want to do more.
And the more you guys support it, it seems like more Shinbori-san can work internally to
they can
do
get the
stuff.
money in the budget. So it's free. So give it a try. Give it a download.
Next from Yasuda Esports.
はい、ご視聴いただいている皆様、2時間かな。
Thank you for tuning in for 2 hours.
いや、本当にちょっと今回ですね、連合会の職員としてですね、皆様
He was kind of
working on the project.
Yeah, he was kind of like the leader of this, of gathering everybody together and organizing all this.
ご協力いただいて本当にありがとうございました。
Thank you for participating.
次もやりたいなっていうよりは、次やること前提で。
He wants to do another one, but of course, the plan going in was obviously to continue to do this kind of thing.
次回以降、先ほども大会もっていう話もありましたけど。
There was even like an idea of maybe having a tournament.
Yeah. What game? That's the question.
That would be kind of cool.
Just do a non-fighting game, huh?
So that's obviously one of the end goals that we all have. So we hope that you'll continue to tune in when we do it again. It's quite difficult to get everyone together like this, but thank you all for helping out.
Yeah, this is Saturday morning.
Good job, yeah, Yasta.
Everyone got up at like 7, get ready, and then we were here yesterday for rehearsal. So, these guys are just out here doing it. So nice. Is it Okubo-san? Oh, he's gonna talk smack.
Harada brought everyone together, but there was a comment that asked if he talked to Sega. Harada's like, I can't hear you, but my internet connection is a bit spotty at the moment.
Harada, you said you talked to every company, didn't you? He was like, did you talk to Sega? He's like, who? Who?
もちろん配信番組とかでいろいろと出させていただくことあるんですけど、 割と
He's saying he's been on various streams
Yeah.
before, etc.
そうですね。
But
めちゃめちゃなんかリアクションとか
見てもらって
it
ますね。
seems like
リアクションとかも実際実は見
the
てて
foreign audience is quite large for
そう
this
になったり
stream,
とかしたんですけど
and he was encouraged by the comments and the support from you guys.
There's a lot of viewership off all of the different platforms here.
でまあ特にその日本とかそういう形ではなくてやっぱり海外の人もすごい多く見てるし
Yeah, so right, he's saying again, just reiterating that it's like this is not just in Japan, but everyone around the world is watching. So this is probably a really good chance right now because of Corona. You know, there's not a lot of offline events, so maybe we can shift to this kind of online discussion. And it's another person that says he wants to do it again. Man, they all say they want to do it again.
それでは最後にバンダイナムコエンターテインメント
Of course, Harada's last.
お願いいたします。
Fingers crossed he doesn't say anything like that turns into a problem.
He said, I'm really good friends with Sega. I could call them if I wanted, but...
It's true. He used to go drink with the virtual fighter guys like all the time before the COVID thing, right? We're just saying like
Nope, still does.
Everyone's extremely busy.
Yeah.
And to prepare all the materials and info and everything. And kind of the last minute, you know, because all the plans fell through and we had to kind of pivot. And there's a lot of risk with something you haven't done before.
Yeah, we had a lot of problems last night. Thank God everything worked out today.
But when Ben and Namco's doing it, maybe it's easier for everyone to not worry about the potholes so much because it's our responsibility.
Yeah.
But just saying the line group that we have for this, all the publishers, just to see everyone in that group, right? It's really good. That's kind of like a
Oh yeah, Japan
nice
has line.
side product of this as well.
They're all, you know, different companies talking, not just on the stream, but outside too. Hopefully they can, you know, like Harada was saying earlier about sharing, you know, data and tech and stuff. Hopefully we can see more collaboration with these guys.
And even
Yeah,
with
good night,
the,
Ro. Good night,
viewers,
anyone
you know, what
still
you'd
up
like
at
to
3 a.m.
see from, you know, future ones. But, you know, there's a lot of thought that goes into
3
the time
a.m.
zone as well. And
Yes.
languages,
Yeah,
right?
That's what I said, yeah.
So there's a lot of hurdles here.
Who wants a Krabby Patty at 3 a.m.?
Yeah, so he said we want to keep going and not just, let's try and figure out what we can do. So not just a talk show like this, but they really want to run a tournament.
The
There's
hash
gotta be a
sling and
punishment though,
slasher.
right?
I
It's
had
got
to
to be
think
some
for
sort
a
of
minute.
box of games.
I couldn't
Harada's
remember
gonna shave
his
his head
name.
if he
The
loses or
hash
something. I
sling
don't
and
know.
slasher wants to grab a patty at 3 a.m.
Oh,
in
they
the
said
morning.
that maybe
Loser of the tournament has to implement rollback.
You know, Capcom has their Pro Tour, we have our
Harada, you're
TWT, but
crazy.
maybe this would be kind of cool to have something
Right,
together,
Nishitani?
That tweet.
Oh,
I sent
nobody
of
called
Nishitani.
him. Oh,
The tweet I sent of his picture, I translated it. It just says Nishitani
Still
is
rolling the
waiting.
ideas, but
Period.
let's work together and figure something out.
Aw.
今回のすみません放送いろいろちょっと時間的にも内容的にも本当突貫工事だったんで
Just saying it was a really, you know, short timeline on trying to get this stream together.
またやってっていう声が
So we realized that maybe the viewers were expecting some things that maybe they didn't get, but we feel it's a good start. So if you just tell us what you would like to see in the future, and maybe that'll lead to
PS4 and Steam update for Fexa will release at
more,
11 a.m.
impactful
JST.
things.
もっと良くなることを前提にやってほしいやってほしい
That's soonish.
So it kind of wants to grow this thing together. Is
he said
basically what we're trying to say.
if more people will keep, you know, keep giving feedback, we want more, keep growing. And we'll try from the next one. They want to try and do something even better.
Well, when you set the bar low.
And he said, we know you're all stressed from this whole situation of COVID.
I had no
etc.
expectations. They announced an
But,
announcement
now
for
we're
Dragon
all
Ball
able to talk
FighterZ,
together
so
with
I am
the
happy.
various publishers. Maybe there's a lot of cool things you can
Also, what's
forward
his
to your
name
support.
from Guilty Gear? He looked cool.
So he's going to do his best to gather everybody's voices and opinions right here, and we're going to share them together with all you guys. But that's it for the first one. Thank you to
Nagoriyuki.
all the producers and the devs who took place.
Nah, he's talking about Leo.
すごいワクワクするイベントをこのオンラインの場でも見ることができたっていう
This
こ
is
と
talking about you can see online this whole all the publishers getting together to share their announcements, etc. It's very exciting.
I
we
just hope
hope.
people don't expect it every time, right?
Yeah.
If we do it from here on, he's like,
まあいろいろなタイトル
yeah.
で、まあ、オンラインの
Sorry, he's just saying there were a lot of announcements today, not just for like, you know, updates, but there's a lot of online tournaments too. So, you know, because right now it's difficult to have offline events in this environment. So they're kind of moving on to online. So all you guys watching, let's all support online tournaments and stuff. Mori-san's still waving. But yeah, it looks like that's going to be the end of the first one. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Juna.
Yeah, thank you. Good job. See you guys on Twitter. Bye-bye.
Nice.
Hey, all right.
Arika knows what's up.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, everybody.
We got Leo.
That looked really good.
I got Leo.
2 pretty cool Guilty Gear characters on the way. Next announcements in October. Capcom is later. SNK is later. Dragon Ball FighterZ is later. I'm missing another one that's also later. But they're later.
Tekken.
Don't just say things at me.
What?
No, I didn't hear you.
Tekken. They kind of teased.
Kinda. No, they should.
I'm gonna say Tekken is later. I saw Paul do a shoulder check.
Paul Rang did a
hop kick.
Hop kick. Yeah.
He did. He has a hop kick now. I thought he had one, but I guess not.
I thought he did too, but well, maybe I'm thinking of someone
Wi-Fi
else.
icon. There's a Wi-Fi icon. Do
Yeah.
not forget.
Yeah, if you're on
And
you're
that
on
was
console
Michael,
at least.
And that was Michael Murray's idea.
That was a very yeah, if you're on PS4, you should just buy the PC version of Tekken in the first place, but if you're on PS4, you can avoid the Wi-Fi players now. Oh, DOA was later, right? Because they had nothing. Oh yeah, no, they had the new character. The new character is going to be in the arcade version first.
I was gonna say, no, that new character's out. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
I remember seeing that character a long time ago.
I don't know.
Let me check.
They were saying she was new.
Dead or alive.
That would explain why she wasn't worthy of a trailer.
Yeah, no. Oh no, there's 100% been a trailer. Yep, she's available right now. Tamaki.
In the console.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So
So
Dead
that
or Alive
was the
exists.
review. Dead or Alive 6 exists. They were invited.
Yep.
Let
me scroll up I feel like we missed one. And Soul Calibur is sick. We're gonna stream Soul Calibur next week. Friday next week. Right? Or is it? No, wait.
She comes out on the 4th.
Right, but oh shit, what week is it?
What do you?
Wait, it's week 1 of the schedule.
Oh, I see.
Wednesday. Yeah, we can stream her Wednesday. That works out. Yeah.
There's a season 3 for Samurai Showdown.
Right. Yep. You'll probably have more things to spoil you, like free characters. And then Soul Calibur's. It didn't sound like they're introducing more substantial mechanical changes, and that sounds like no season 3. But I mean, 2 seasons is already way more than I thought 6 would get. So if it ends on like that next character, that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens though, what they would decide to do. And we're not like Max is taking care of Street Fighter when that happens, so
yeah. So that'll be on Hipsters on Purpose.
But yeah, that's everything then. What else, Max? What else do you want to say?
I was just gonna say, like, obviously on the announcement front, like, my expectations went up a little bit as soon as they had like a dedicated, like, at 10 p.m. the announcements are starting. And I was like, oh shit, maybe no. I came into this for the discussion, and I'm leaving this, like I said, Arika, I'm gonna double dip on PC tonight, and I'm pretty worried about everybody else. So I
But
hope
Matt,
that
with
they do
time
this
battles-
again and they talk about this again. And I'm not just
Definitely.
talking about netcode. That AI conversation
Was not for you.
What?
I didn't want to talk about it either.
Like,
because Soul Calibur would be the only one of those games that I would play single player of, and the AI makes no difference in it.
but like the push of like we want it to be like it. I don't know. When the question is about game experience and user experience, the fact that everyone went to AI, it's like that's not the problem with fighting games. Like the
I feel
fighter
like
game
the
user
AI
experience.
should be for your comfortable space and training, and if you want to play a human, you should play a human.
Yeah, not play an AI, not wonder if you're playing a human or an AI. Yeah.
I learned that from watching some video Justin Wong did about training and labbing and practicing, and that's like the most optimal utilization of how AI works is super safe training.
Yeah,
it's
but
an
even
opponent.
then-
It is opponent that is moving.
It is a training dummy that occasionally hits back.
Yes, yeah, that's
because
it.
everything else you would want to train with is something that you could just change a toggle for.
Right, it makes it a slightly less controlled environment, like what an actual match would be. It's closer
Yeah.
to training than an actual match, but it is still a hurdle that benefits to practicing. But yeah, I want them to do this more often. I would hope that like they can bring more to the conversation that they would be allowed to talk about. You know, this is my least favorite streaming house that's starting. I think everyone's gonna bail right away.
Right the fuck away.
And it's just gonna be Harada and Murray. Not even
And
Okubo stick around.
And I think the fact that rollback felt like a bad word the entire time.
Yeah.
That is the most troubling part at all. Not that they didn't talk about it, but that every time it was mentioned, people looked visually uncomfortable.
Right. Well, it's because it sounded like in the beginning that's what they were specifically talking about. Like if a company didn't want to talk about one thing, then they wouldn't. That's exactly what it sounded like.
Yeah, and the fact that netcode falls under the category of a company doesn't want to talk about it is bad.
So it's just interesting that the entire Tekken Season 4 philosophy and what was shown in the trailer and what Harada pushed is improving at-home experience, which would benefit from having a better netcode. I'm just confused on what he means, so now at this point I just want to see the results rather than keep hearing about it more.
Guilty Gear did it right when they said that Guilty Gear will have rollback netcode, period.
Yeah.
And then aside from that, I really enjoyed the crossplay discussion of like, listen, we're trying, but it's not that easy. Right up until Nishitani and his merry band of dreamers was like, yeah, we put in rollback and crossplay. The patch goes out tonight. It's like, can't be that hard. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid has it, and that used to be a mobile game. So, I don't know. I don't feel good about fighting games. I feel bad about fighting games.
Yeah, because Harada made it
After
sound
this.
like everyone was in agreement and then just no one executed on it.
Yeah. And then Nishitani's like, yeah, I did it. Here it is.
A little passion project.
A little passion project. The old man and his witch's tricks managed to put in that devil magic. Yeah, guys, it's on sale on PS4 right now. Please pick up Fighting EX Layer. That game is very good, very fun, and soon will hopefully be working beautifully. As for everyone else, I don't fucking know, man. I feel like bad. I feel upset.
I have unfortunately not enjoyed what I played of Fexel, so I won't be considering it, but the support for it would definitely be worth it. Because they're doing things right.
It's just...
I'm excited for Guilty Gear, at least. Definitely excited for Guilty Gear. Well, I'm not excited to play Max in Guilty Gear, but...
Could you imagine just one Iron Galaxy rep
Yeah.
sitting in? They don't even say anything. They don't even say anything. Their mic is muted, but you just have to look at their facial expressions. I don't.
Yeah, that's why I want to say, I'm so confused on what he means, but he's also saying they're working on something, and I just want to see what the results are.
I'd like to
know like what he's talking about like firsthand by seeing it, because it doesn't make sense.
Because if you say that your game has rollback, again, available for free open source, you, Temperance, in chat, can download rollback netcode right now and implement it into your game. So as soon as a developer is like, yeah, we're not doing that, we're doing something else, but we think it might work, you gotta show it or explain it at all, especially when you explain your... Yeah, but especially when you're explaining that your game already has rollback and you're explaining it wrong. Like... And also, and your game clearly doesn't have it because Tekken is delay based, 100%. So I don't know. Like I said at the start of the stream, I'm in the exact same spot now. I can't recommend my favorite genre to people because there's no guarantee that the games will release and work. And apparently they don't know, or they don't care, or they don't want to do it, except for Daisuke Ishiwatari with Guilty Gear. And I'm pretty sure that he's only putting in rollback because it's new. And he wants Guilty Gear Strive to be only new things. So he's like, delay base, that's old. Rollback, I don't care what it is. It's new, put it in the game. Along with those vocal tracks. Fine,
whatever
I'll take the W's.
is.
I'll take the W's where I can get them. You made me sit through a talk about arcade sticks. Doesn't matter if you design the game for arcade sticks. If an arcade stick gets made, it just works with the console. You can just configure it. That was the whole question.
Well, if they talked about hitboxes, that would be a different story.
Would it?
Yeah.
You shouldn't make your game for a controller.
For a device that allows you to input two directions at the same time. To starters. Especially Tekken. Have you seen the utilization of Korean backdashes with hitboxes?
That makes the least amount of sense to me because I feel
so
like that's
funny.
just like a... You cannot hit back and forward at the same time. You cannot hit... But what I'm saying is like, just go in... Like, I know it's not just go into the code and change it, but when you're like making the game, there should be like, if back is pressed, then forward cannot be pressed at the same time.
I don't have an
Or one
armchair in
input
this
makes up the
either,
other.
so...
Yeah, so...
I don't know, but it's a new issue. That would have been worth touching on, but it was more on... I guess...
More on like, Ishiwatari likes the fight stick, and...
I guess because their games are in arcade, and for them, it's relevant that arcades... They have arcades. We don't.
Yeah.
Rough. I really want arcades. That'd be so sick.
Well,
not right now, but
I'm all yelled out.
No, are you sure?
I'll probably think of something after the stream, but I have
right.
nothing.
Well, all right then.
I'll save it for the Street Fighter one.
That's about all we can get then. Yeah, Soul Calibur stream on Wednesday, and Hipsters on Porpoise will do Street Fighter.
Forget what time it is, but it's August 5th.
Yep.
So Tune in then.
And then, otherwise on the schedule, it's Friday, Raves live tomorrow, and on Sunday, I'll be live on Tuesday, and then Wednesday will be Soul Calibur. So yeah, get those custom characters ready.
Make them cool or dumb.
Or go on Caliburu.
Or cheap, yeah.
It's also a good resource. Yeah,
Or
all
just
right.
be like Max, make yourself an Alpha Patroclus.
That's all I'm doing.
All right, thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll see you all next time. Until then, go to bed.
Go to bed. Whoa.